Hey, what's up, everybody? Happy Sunday, and welcome everyone to some Everquest Legends. So this, of course, is the Nice Last Call Presents Game Night channel, where I play video games. Previously, only having played Final Fantasy 1, but I'm playing some of this beta of Everquest Legends, and so figured I would go live and hang out with you folks. I'm also still on the prowl, I guess, to fundraise for my dog Maple. She has suffered a knee injury, and while they do not want to operate right away, they want to do some more tests to make sure that they can figure out exactly what's wrong with her. They do suspect that she will need some kind of surgical intervention, whether it's a meniscus tear or a cranial cruciate ligament. So regardless, I'm going to be looking at many thousands of dollars of doggy surgery. And I've actually had this surgery done before with my other dog, Maple's older brother, Zeus. However, at that time, I was employed. So it wasn't, it was still an extremely expensive surgery, but of course, it was, an easier price to bear. And of course, you could see that we've already had some incredibly generous donations from so many great folks. Shout out to Erica, who just put in a massive chat, and as well, shout out to our friend Clobster Roll, who just dropped a massive tip offline. So wanted to shout out Clobster Roll as well. Really appreciate it. Actually, I think Clobster Roll did drop that tip offline. So let me see if I can read it here. Clobster Roll says, "I love first looks. I thought the Twilight Sword first look was quality content. Would love some first looks on Easy D6, Invincible, the new superhero game from Free League, Flail, that like super micro light crawler, the Dungeon Crawl Carl RPG when they become available. Also, I would love a second look on Outgunned and the supplements. They need some dedicated videos." So yeah, so the thing about Outgunned is we did a first look on Broken Compass, which was kind of the original Outgunned before it got whatever, the weird problems that they had, and they had to remake it as so Broken Compass got remade as Outgunned. It's basically the same exact game. So I didn't feel like I needed to go back, but I do have Outgunned Adventures, I think is what it's called, and the other one. I don't remember what the two supplements are called, but I have both of them. So it could be worth taking a look at. And I know that Bob really enjoyed playing Outgunned at NightCon. He said it was easily going to be one of the games that he keeps in his rotation with his group of friends. So yeah, there's definitely a possibility for that. But of course, we are also in a world where some people love first looks and some people do not like first looks. Some people would like to see some other type of content on this channel. I understand that first looks are very popular, so it does put me in kind of a weird spot. Anyways, so yeah, we're gonna play some EverQuest today. I am currently level 22. In EverQuest Legends, you actually play as 3 classes. So my character is a Shaman, Berserker, Paladin, or I should say a Paladin, a Shaman, Berserker, a Palshember. And what this basically means is I am a holy knight who also rages and who also communes with the spirits. But the important thing about my character is that throughout the course of EverQuest, you get these things called AA points, alternate advancement. Think of them like feat points that you can use to buy all sorts of cool stuff. And there's some really good ones that most people consider to be absolutely essential. I ignored most of those. And instead, I have begun upgrading the power of what is called Slay Undead. And Slay Undead is a Paladin-only alternate advancement feat that basically gives me a chance to do 850% bonus damage against undead and vampiric targets. So obviously highly specialized, only useful against undead. But I'm a paladin, so I think that's cool. And I'm excited to try. I've been playing for a little while here. So where we find ourselves today is in the Estate of Unrest. So this was a manor house built by a family, like a noble of a priest, I think, of Quellios, who's like the god of tranquility and peace, and his it's kind of like a little bit like Luz Theron Telamon, where I don't remember. I don't remember if it was the priest. I think it was the priest. The priest went mad or something, and he murdered his whole family. And the goddess Quellios, right, who is the god of tranquility and stuff, cursed him forever to live, in torment and pain. And then because obviously the murders were so brutal and horrible, all of the people here, it became a dark place, and the dead rose from the grave. They weren't actually buried, so I guess they just rose as undead, and they became trapped in the halls and the spirits and all this other stuff. And so it's basically a super haunted mansion where that was once this sort of noble villa of this priest of Quellios and his family, and he went psycho, killed everybody, and was cursed by the gods to do this. So that is the Estate of Unrest. Here it is in all of its glory, the Estate of Unrest. So one of the cool things about this is it's all undead all the time. And so because it's all undead all the time, it means that we as a paladin can do pretty well here, because our slay undead feature basically works on nearly every single thing here. Now these are undead. You can see there's a tormented undead, but the outside, this is what's called a dungeon in Everquest, and so it's not instance. It's not like World of Warcraft. I'm in a public zone, but there is no there is in Everquest Legends, but there aren't really instances in Everquest, at least traditionally. But one of the things that you see here is that these creatures are actually lower level than me. If I click on one, you can see it is level 11. And you can tell that because these creatures are gray to me, which means they're so low level that even though they are super undead, they won't attack me, generally speaking. Sometimes they will, but most of the time they will not. So there's a con system or consider system in Everquest. So grays are basically worthless to you. Greens are super easy, but you still get a little bit of experience points. Blue is the next up. Then white, a white creature that is the same level as you. Yellow is higher level than you, and red is quote unquote too powerful for you to be able to handle. Now, that remains to be seen, because again, the characters are very powerful. So we're gonna go around here. Ooh, look at that scary jack-o'-lantern. These things make a cool sound when they attack. They go like. There we go. I'm no buffs on me or anything. I need to rebuff and all that other stuff. As you can see, not really a particularly difficult fight. We killed it easily. Oh, who am I? Good you ask. I'm Derek, a member of the Knights of Last Call. And yes, I am a frog person, and I am rocking my awesome helmet. I'm currently rocking the Baron's Blade +4, freshly acquired from Befallen. The shiny brass shield acquired from Crushbone. I have a couple pieces of gear that are not that great. They're still kind of just normal, not really magical items. So you can see here. Here, this creature's green, so you can see he wants a piece of me. So he did attack me. But yeah, I'm really just here. It's Sunday. Normally I played the One Ring on Sunday morning, but I had somewhere to be. I had to go to a stupid birthday party, so we got canceled. And unfortunately, but it worked out, I guess, because apparently one of our members said it would have been a really tough time for them to make the session anyways. Not that we need every single person for every single game session, but these games that I run for my patrons, ideally, I would love for everybody to be able to attend every session, and I understand that isn't really doable. In fact, actually, that's been one of the hurdles that I've had kicking off some of the other campaigns is that I originally set a schedule. I missed that schedule completely. That was my fault. I got sick, and then there was some travel that I had to do, and then I was busy, and then my dog got hurt, and I was going to vets, and so just quite frankly, there was a lot of other stuff on my plate. And then, I was worried about the financial impact of that. And so we missed that initial window. And now we've been trying to sort of get a new set of schedules going. And I understand that not everybody can mate every single schedule or every single session. But I really want everybody to be there for at least, session 1, right? Or session 0 and be part of the character creation system, or at least be part of the initial kickoff. Like if you miss, and these are, these are only like 6 or 12 session long mini campaigns. So if you miss one session, you're missing a lot. But if you end up missing like session 4, of 6. It's not horrible, but I don't want anybody to miss 2 sessions of 6. So it's kind of a pain in the butt to kind of schedule, unfortunately. It's something I'm learning, and I don't know really if I have a good solution for it. Anyways, another thing that they added in Everquest Legends, if you're not aware, is this thing over here on the lower right-hand side of my screen. You can see that there is a difficulty rating. It's this red number 2. And you can actually change your difficulty. So there's level 0, which is normal difficulty. There's level 1, level 2, which we're in, level 3, and level 4. Each of the increases makes the monsters tougher. And they give more experience. They give better treasure. I'm currently in level 2, right in the middle. Maybe we'll go up to level 3. Maybe we'll go up to level 4. Let's see. We'll see what's going on. We'll see. We're here to have fun. Luckily, in Everquest Legends, if you die, it's not really that bad or the end of the world. But one of the first things I need to do here before I go in and get busy is I need to get my buffs up. So I am going to memorize my buff spells. Now, I do have to check to see if I've got any new buff spells, because you level up in this game, and then you lose it. Endure Magic 19. Do I have that one? Yeah, I do. Okay. Ooh, there's a white ghoul. So you can see if I click on him. Oh no, he's light blue. I'm my colorblind ass. So the first thing I'm going to do, I know I'm just talking through this, but as a shaman and a paladin, I have access to spells that, in this case, grant me increased resistance to many of the different types of damage that you fight in this game. So I currently have just cast Endure Fire, Endure Cold, Endure Disease, Endure Poison, and Endure Magic on myself. And that is going to allow me to be more resistant to those damage types, which is really great. Think of them like like resistances in D&D, right? Resist fire 5, resist fire cold 5, resist magic. I know everything's magic, but like magic in this game, if something says it's magic, it's like raw magical power. Think, like magic missile. Now, see, in this case, because I was sitting down and memorizing spells, these creatures, which have no chance against me, by the way, are going to die immediately, but they couldn't help themselves. I was sitting down trying to memorize a spell, and they were like, "You must die." So we will kill them quickly. Oh, I can't even see my target. I'm completely not paying attention here. I'm streaming, so I'm like reading chat while I think I'm fighting monsters. There we go. Now again, I don't get anything for this. I don't get any experience or anything like that. I guess I get a little bit of money or something like that, but it's not really anything. But in Everquest, you can go into first-person view. You can also be in this kind of third-person view, like that. Depends. The camera isn't really smart, so you can see that because there's a wall behind me. Like if I come here, it crushes me. It crushes me into the wall. Now, I might be saying, why is your name Derek? Well, because I said, hey, look, we're going to play Everquest as a guild as patrons, and you just name yourself what you are in the Discord. Well, my name in the Discord is Derek. So hey,
tipped $50 for Maple. Also, I need to hop on the server soon.
Scotty, thank you so much. Appreciate you. That is very, very, very generous of you. I appreciate you so much. Scotty, again, I was very, very sad to hear about your loss this weekend, and I appreciate you looking out for my family member. Again, all of my thoughts and all of my love to you and the crew, and the fam for losing your kitty cat. But again, sounds like he had a hell of a run, One of the, I'm not a cat guy. I'm a dog guy. But one of the things I am jealous of the cat people is just how long they can live. I know not every cat gets the to live like 20 years or whatever. But when I hear about people's cats making it to 16 and 17, I'm like, man, it would be amazing to be able to have my dogs around for that long. But thank you. I really, really appreciate you. All right. Center. So I don't even know what spells I have. Protect. Okay. Do I have my instrument up? Frenzy instrument. All right. Again, thrilling gameplay, I know, but part of it is I just don't. Spirit of Ox. Okay, yeah, we look good here. Okay. All right. And so what I just did there was cast all of those spells on myself all at once. Because I have an alternate advancement called Quick Buff, which, well, quickly casts all those spells on you. Oh my God, leave me alone. So yeah, but the basic gist of this character is that I am a paladin. So I get cleric-like spells. I get buff spells. I get all that stuff. And then I also get yeah, I wanted to memorize this. Not that I ever think I'm going to use this, but it's an AoE poison spell. I just got it. I also got a res, but I don't really need that one. All right. So, as I was saying, the whole idea of this is that as a paladin, I get access to this really cool ability called Smite. And here it is, Smite. And you can see every 15 seconds, I get to Smite. All right? And Smite just, blasts people with power. And it's nice. But I also get access to Lay on Hands, which, believe it or not, just works like Lay on Hands in old school D&D, which is to say it completely heals somebody. And you'll see that that is on a 15-minute cooldown. So if I use it, I have to wait 15 minutes. However, every time you smite successfully, which is every 15 seconds, if you successfully land a smite, then your Lay on Hands cooldown gets reduced by a minute. And you smite every 15 seconds. Okay, so that's a paladin. That's great. However, as a berserker, I can be in the berserker stance. And the berserker stance lets me attack twice as fast, and it lets all of my combat skills, like smite, cool down half as fast. So now my smite triggers every 7.5 seconds, which means I'm doing twice as many smites, which means my Lay on Hands comes back nearly twice as fast as it would be. So even though my Lay on Hands is available every 15 minutes, realistically, I get it back every couple minutes. Sometimes it's only 2 or 3 minutes. And then my last class is Shaman, because Shamans have great buffs, capable of, buffing you up. And it also is really, really strong at slowing an enemy. And because it's really great at slowing an enemy, it's a great way to keep yourself alive, basically. Now, this is a blue monster. It's lower level than me. And so I don't really have to worry too much. If we start fighting things that are yellow or red, I might have to be a little bit more careful and concerned. There's not a whole lot of risk here. Again, I'm by myself, so it's not a big deal. So yeah, this is what we're gonna do. We're gonna kill some monsters and get some more levels and have fun. I've got a couple. There's a couple of important monsters that we can try to get really cool gear from and good stuff and gear. I'm not even really casting spells on these guys, by the way. I'll probably die more than usual just because I'm also kind of trying to pay attention to chat and hang out with. But I'm also just normally when I play Everquest, I'm really just here to shoot the shit, with, you know, friends and all that other stuff. So if you just want to chat in chat about, you know, RPGs and stuff like that, I'm down. So this is called the fireplace room, or it's called FP, fireplace. It's usually a place that people will go and camp. Again, we're not too concerned here. I think our guild member is in this zone. Yep, Boothby. Boothby is in this zone with us. Man, we might need to go to D3. We got to get away from him. Now, the downside, you know, in EverQuest Legends, you can change your different, you know, your different stances and your different what type of mode you're in. So we're in our Berserker stance right now, but if we ever get really in trouble, we can drop into a defensive stance, we can drop into a balance stance, we can drop into a mage hunter stance. Now this is a locked door, but I do have the key to this door, so we can open it. It looks like Boothby is in here. Maybe. Oh, no, that's Frog Legs. Oh, I thought it was Boothby. All right. Go figure. So here, this is an example. This guy's yellow to us. He is level 24. I came in here all excited because I thought this was going to be our buddy Boothby, but it wasn't. Now, I haven't really fully set up, I will admit, I haven't really fully set up my combat tab. It doesn't really matter. All this stuff scrolling by is kind of irrelevant. But unfortunately, right now, it's all of my combat damage as well as anybody who is, like, even remotely around me. So that's why I can you can see, you know, all this other stuff. Now, unfortunately, this person just came in here and, well, they didn't steal our kill, but we wanted to come in here and kill the Ghoul Magus. He drops a pretty cool action. Oop, what did I cast the wrong spell? Oh, no, he was already lulled. Very cool, Germanin. Hey, Derek, I had a great day today. Went to a sci-fi convention and met one of my favorite sci-fi writers, Andrian Tchaikovsky, and even got his signature on his first book. I do not know that person, but cool. So anyways, normally when, you know, traditionally, by the way, in original EverQuest, you used your lay on hands ability. It was once per hour. And you basically only used it as an oh shit ability. So what you will see me do sometimes is I will play very cavalier with my life total because I am basically relying on my lay on hands to just function as healing, basically. Because I can, basically. We're getting text. Who's... This is from Maple's mom. AKA my roommate. Hello. Oop. I changed my numbers around, so I keep casting the wrong things. And I really do need to get rid of this. Does anybody remember how you... Do I just like need to delete this? I think I just need to delete this and create a new tab. Let's see. So I want to filter. What do I want here? I want my hits. Is there an easier way to do this? Do you have to do this one at a time? There are people here who are much more proficient and have been playing infinite more EverQuest than me recently. Does anybody remember the easy way to do this? Or is there no easy way to do this? Can I just go? You being missed. Me being hit. Let's see. So what I'm doing here is I'm skipping taunt messages. I'm skipping all of the other people's stuff. True. Easy. Everquest does not compute. Very true. Okay. We'll figure out quickly what is not in here. You can click all really easily. Well, that's true. NPC death. All right. And I also want spells. My spells. So as you can see here, I mean, we're up on the second floor of Unrest. So, you know, all in all, it's pretty easy. Actually, we should go try to clear the bar room. Sure. Do I have one of those? What am I wearing that? Oh, I am wearing that. Again, I not all my gear is a winner. Some of it's pretty sus. As in, like, not very good. Let's see. Spells. Others. Well, no, I want to see, like, my enemies. All right, I don't know. Let's put all here. Yeah, see, then I start getting Boothby's. I don't want Boothby's spells in my window. Maybe there's just no way I can get around it. It's very annoying. I just don't remember how to filter all of this. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I'm gonna get him. Anyways, I'm not even attacking. Ugh. Yeah, I guess there's no real way for it to know whether or not, you know, it's me doing it or if it's somebody else doing it. Resist my ass. Anyways, so yeah, we're going to go kill a bunch of these undead and keep leveling up. I think we're about to level up here. My guildmate, Jackal, is saying I should be able to unselect others. The problem is, though, if I unselect others, does that mean I won't see it for monsters? I want to still see it when monsters are casting spells. Like, that's the problem. Like, I want to see it for monsters, but I don't want to, and I only want to see it for monsters that I'm fighting. But, like, I don't think that the game knows, you know, whether I'm fighting a monster or not. You know what I mean? Like, so that's the problem there. Hey, level 23. Yeah, so I think this frog legs guy is killing our zone here. So we're gonna let's see what. Oh man, there's 3 people. Yeah, there's 6 people in this zone right now. I guess I could make my own instance, right? Oh, hey, I see the reclusive ghoul magus. He's back. Oh man, yeah. See, this guy's stealing. This guy is stealing all of our mobs, people. All right. I'm creating my own instance. Solo respawning type 2. You know what? I'm feeling spicy. We're gonna go solo difficulty 3 respawning. So this is a new feature that you can only do in EverQuest Legends that basically lets you create your own version of this zone. And this way, we don't have to worry about other people casting spells because they won't be in here. We'll truly be by ourselves. Nothing says MMO like playing entirely by yourself. Yeah, we were there yesterday, Wes. I hate farming. I mean, you know. Also, there was some debate, Wes. People weren't sure. They said that you never played EverQuest before until like a week ago. Is that right? But you know, I mean, props to you and Cinnabos. But the way that you guys play EverQuest is not the way that I play MMOs. You know, I play super casually. I mostly play to group and hang out with folks and basically treat it as like a chat channel. The number of times that I have played this game by myself is like very small. And like even right now, the only reason I'm able to do this is because, you know, we're you know, we got like 10 people, 12 people here hanging out, shooting the shit. So I can't just sit there and grind and farm. In fact, even when I played MMOs, you know, back in the day, like World of Warcraft, I never raided. I never joined guilds. Like it was completely the idea of like going and just like fighting the same content over and over and over again till everybody got their gear was like probably the worst thing that I could ever possibly imagine. So since I got the dragon kills. By the way, this guy killed the leaders of the game. Oh, I forgot now. I forgot I'm on this scale. So when you go to a higher difficulty, I forgot I'm on difficulty 3. A lot of the monsters start becoming dual class, and so that skeleton that we were just fighting was a cleric. So it was healing itself. I wasn't even paying attention because I was, again, talking to chat. So again, I expect to see that there's going to be some slight non-optimal play patterns just because, you know, I'm kind of also paying attention to you all. But that's the kind of stuff that you have to watch out for when you play at this level. Oh, I don't want to do that. So one of the things that you're seeing here, which again, for me is a real big advantage of playing solo is, or sorry, not solo, playing when I'm playing solo as a shaman is I'm able to, as a shaman, I have a bunch of damage over time spells, or what are called dots, D-O-T, damage over time. And this allows me to put, in the case of a shaman, I usually have a disease and a poison damage over time. So I can put those onto my monsters that I'm fighting. So that way, even though I'm only one person, it's like I'm doing damage, you know, over and over and over again. Now, in this case, you can see that I just blasted him for 190 points of damage from my Slay Undead ability. And quite frankly, I fucking love it. But, you know, What I am really looking forward to is at level 26. As a shaman, I get access to my haste spell. Hello. And being hasted will be sweet. Now there are downsides, you know, like obviously, like if I was an enchanter, I would have access to, say, you know, the ability to mez and charm these monsters, and obviously if I was a wizard, I would be able to really nuke the shit out of them. So, you know, there's downsides to being, you know, every single class, you know, and not having access to, you know, everything, which is cool. It's why it's fun to make, you know, different things. All right, fair enough, fair enough. Why can't I sell this? Oh, it's a mode of potential. So, like, you can see right there, you know, I was down 1,000 hit points. So I just use my land hands because it's just easier. Yeah, this guy's tough. There's probably a small bronze girdle. What's on my waist? I've got a small ring mail belt. All right, upgrade. I mean, it's not really magical, but it's more armor class, so we'll take it. We will take it. Now, these guys are kind of a pain in the butt. These skeletal monks are very, very resistant to attacks. And so what I'm going to do is you're going to see me swap my I'm going to swap my invocation to the over channel when I start attacking these guys. I got them on me, so I'm going to finish this guy off. So you're going to see I'm going to drop into my over channel. So this guy's just a monk, luckily. And now that I'm in my over channel, I'm going to cast a lot slower because I'm not doing my invocation. But I'll actually be able to land stuff on this guy, because otherwise I wouldn't be able to, because they have such high resists because they're monks. And so by switching into that invocation to overchannel, I'm able to pierce through their resistance. And so now I landed both my poison DOT on him as well as a slow, which will make him a lot more efficient for me to fight and kill. Now, again, I'm not like some pro EQ player or anything like that. I just, you know, I played back in the day. So like if I try to go again, now I might be able to, you know, I'm higher level now. I might be able to pierce through that guy. So I did. I got him. I did. You can see here. See, he doesn't have it. Actually, he resisted it. He did not get. He did not get affected by my spell. Also, my land hands is now just off cooldown. That was, remember, that's the 15-minute cooldown. Remember when I said, "Oh, I'm gonna land hands. Don't worry about it. I'm down 1,000." Yeah, that's how quickly it came back. So that was a 15-minute cooldown. But every time I hit with my smite, it lowers that 15 minutes by 1 minute. So what was that? 3 minutes or something like that, right? Pretty crazy. All right, now we get to try to kill the Magus if he's up there. No. No Magus. Oh, well. It's also pretty mana efficient. Jeez. Getting lots of text messages. It's like every time I try to do like, anything, that's when people like no one ever texts me until I'm streaming. Like not just like my friend, like my mom. Nobody ever texts me until I'm streaming. Now, it's true, I don't have the dramatic, crazy, critical hits that you might see from, a rogue backstabbing or like a wizard nuking. But, overall, I've been pretty happy with the power and level of sustain that this class is capable of doing. So what you see me doing there, I don't know if you see me doing it, but as a cleric, as a paladin, I have 2 stun spells. I have Cease and Desist, and these are really quick casting spells that will stun a monster for a brief amount of time, just a few seconds. But what it's really good for is interrupting them when they are trying to cast a spell. So in that case, that ghoul I was fighting was actually a ranger, and he kept trying to heal himself, and I kept casting my stun spells to interrupt him. And that way he could not heal himself. Now, again, we're so powerful, in some ways, it's a little bit like playing Pathfinder 2nd Edition, right? The math is set up for me to win, and even if I don't win, if I get killed completely, I'll just respawn at the beginning of the zone. I don't lose any experience points. I don't lose any, gold. I barely lose any amount of time. So it really doesn't matter. But, that doesn't mean that we can't try to play correctly and try to do our best job that we can. Staring at this guy's crotch. Oh. Targeting the wrong person. So I do have a couple of problems, which is I have a habit of... I need to actually probably turn that off, maybe. Actually, I bet you if I turned that off, I would be better served. I have a habit of turning my camera with the right mouse button, like this. And I'm holding down the right click to do that. Now, you can do it with the left click, but I just have a habit of doing it with my right click because that's how, like, Fusion 360 and SketchUp work, which are 3D modeling software. And I don't know if this was an original EverQuest, but there's like a right click to attack option in this version of EverQuest. And again, maybe it's been around for a while and I just don't remember it. And so sometimes what will happen is I will right click on a monster that I didn't mean to click on, and now it thinks I'm attacking it, and I'm not meaning to attack it. So I might need to turn that off because I never use it, ever. I always, use a button to attack a monster. So, yeah, I don't know. Anyways, we did have a really good Fabula Ultima session though on Friday. We got started a little late, and then we ended up kind of bullshitting about EverQuest Legends for a little bit, but it was a lot of fun. I made some really cool. So we're in this like jungle shard, which is the home of the Viera, which is the bunny people from Final Fantasy. And Smith is a member of that race. So he's kind of like coming back. And they live in like this massive jungle called the Raktika jungle. Or Raktika jungle, I guess. Anyways, so I made a bunch of Viera NPCs for the party to fight. And I made one of each of the new types from the quick NPC builder. So there's like a Sentinel, which is like a tank, a Mage, which is an AoE spellcaster, and then I made a Hunter, which is like a single target range DD type person, a support character, aka a healer, and then a Brute, which is like low AC, low damage, high hit points, smash, smash, smash. Anyways, it worked really well. And we had a fight against them, and it was really great. And everyone was like, wow, that was a lot of fun. Like, there were cool abilities, cool, stuff like that. So it was neat to... Oh, great. Well, I just used my land hands, too, and I'm low on mana, and I wasn't expecting this fight. So we could be in trouble here. And I can't cast a spell because I am stunned to shit. There we go. Unfortunately, I'm going to have to drop into a channeler stance to try to absorb some of this damage. Unfortunately, we're going to die here, but I did not think there was going to be 17 monsters in here, and there is. Unfortunately. We're also completely out of mana, and I just used my land hands, so, look, mistakes were made. What can you say? There we go. That was my fault. I was not expecting there to be a lot of monsters in there. Good stuff, huh? Also, like I said, I expect to die a lot more often than I would normally, just because I'm also reading chat and I'm reading my guild chat. So I'm actually reading 2 chats. But I got to brace the monsters. And hey, look, the way I look at it is I already made $50 from a tip from Scotty. So everything else is just gravy from here. Meanwhile, ding 50 from you guys are crazy. I love it. I would say the only downside of dying is that we have to recast our buffs, but I don't know why Endure Magic always fizzles. Yeah, fuck it. We'll go in the front door. Well, congrats on level 50, Wes. It's crazy to think that, once upon a time, that was the whole game, Like, all of EverQuest was what you just did in, like, 11 days or something. All right. So, what did we learn? Well, on D3, don't go into the hand room with no mana and no lay on hands. All right. So, you know, we're learning. We're learning important things. Is there a ghoul? Oh, it's gray. This is important. Oh, we got new spells, too. What did we get? I didn't even think to check to look. There's a... What are we? 20? We're 23. Again, I know we get a haste at 26. I'm really looking forward to that. No, you know, it's like the haste that enchanters got at like 15 or something like that. But you know, as a shaman, I don't get it till 26. But oh, hello. Open a new tab. Open. Am I stunned? Oh, I'm ghoul rooted. I'm like not even paying attention. I'm literally looking up what spells I got. I'll probably die while I'm sitting here not looking at my screen. Again, I'm not. Don't play like me. Ooh, I did get new spells. This was exciting. What do I get? Anything from Paladin? Hammer of Striking. All right, we got some stuff to check out. All right. What am I thinking about selecting as race / primary for live? I don't know. I mean, I'm not going to get to level 50 like these guys. So, you know, I'll probably be a paladin again. I mean, I love this. Has been a lot of fun. I mean, I like having the durability. I mean, I spent most of my time, my life, playing Everquest as like a cloth class. So having hit points and plate armor is pretty sweet. But I do love the idea of a character that like can dual wield double attack with Berserker, just like really fast attacks. I think that sounds really cool. All right, we did just pick up a new shaman spell, and we also picked up is it a heal? Regen, there it is. We picked up regeneration. How long does that last? Yeah, it's only 7 minutes, but let's see. Actually, we're going to be using this one for a while. What do we got here? Moat. A moat of potential. There we go. So let me. Well, at least now it lasts for 9 minutes. All right. That is nice. Little extra passive HP regeneration. Little shamanic reservation. Oh, I didn't realize these guys were gray. Oh, because we did level up. Yes, Froggy. Oh, this guy's a paladin, like me. So that means at some point he's going to try to, he's going to lay on hands himself. We're going to almost kill him, and then he's going to heal himself back to full. That's awesome. I canceled his stun. Yep, there went his full lay on hands. Barely got that one off. That time I was out of stuns. All that work for no experience. All right. So yeah, I don't know. I mean, obviously I love the frog lock. I think they've got great stats. I'm really happy with, the stats. Obviously once you start getting magic items, it doesn't really matter as much, but I don't know. I mean, all in all, like I said, I've been pretty happy with what I got here. And my guess is I probably won't get much higher than I mean, I had an Ixar, Scrang. I had it back in the, that would have been like Plane of Power era. I had an Ixar Shadow Knight named Scrang. Scrang was pretty awesome. So I am a fan. Man, I can't believe you resisted that. I mean, I remember back in the day, Ixar were considered broken as hell because they had, the regen, but I think they used to get a massive XP penalty and stuff. That, of course, was a long time ago. We don't deal with such things now. I like that Froglock start with swimming. Not bad. So anyways, I don't know how long I'm going to play for today. I might play for a little bit, get to 26, just so I can get that haste spell. And I don't know. I mean, I don't want to like be one of those people who just stays here forever. There's a lot of undead in the game. Eventually, I want to go to Gook and maybe go to Castle Mistmore. I do love Castle Mistmore. And you may be wondering what I'm doing there. What I'm actually doing is I am casting what's called a lull spell or a calm spell on these monsters. And you could think of each monster as having a aura, a radius around them. And basically, if they detect a player or they detect a monster being attacked within that radius, they will also become aggressive or aggro and come out and come and attack you. And what the lull line of spells do is it shrinks that radius down to a very much smaller bubble. In fact, usually you could think of it as basically about being a foot out from the monster. So basically, it's like if a monster runs indirectly into that monster, then it will get it, but otherwise it will not aggro. And so that's why I was able to attack that monster over here on the left and not trigger this skeletal monk. Whereas it wore off, by the way, that time. So that's why that guy got irritated and came after me. I'm going to kill this blue guy first. I just need to hit him one more time. Actually missed like 8 times in a row there. I missed again. Jeez. Ooh, and we just got an AA. All right, let's see if we can land an affliction on him. Nope. See, he resists it every time. I gotta go into this over channel mode to land a spell on him. Too hard otherwise. Now he's diseased. Now he's poisoned. And this will help us get through him real quick. I also have... I never use this. I should. But I kind of want to get rid of it. I'll just get more spell slots eventually. I forget you can buy more of them. I have 10. You normally only have 8. Man, this guy's tough. Something happened to me? What am I? Am I not wielding a weapon? I just... Something happened? Guy's tough. Oh, he's a bard. I think he's like healing himself or something. I was like, how is he keeping his hit points up? He's not casting any spells. Oh, he's a bard. Broken ass bards. I wonder where... There we go. So I am cannibalizing now. This is a shaman ability that lets you convert hit points into mana. And as a paladin, I will gladly make that sacrifice because I can lay in hands myself for the hit points. All right, there we go. Aw. Man, we are like 0 for a million on getting the frickin' Magus. What do you mean I cannot see my target? He's like right there. Bullshit. Bullshit. Excuse me. All right. And now we fight. But at this point, you know, the monk is slowed. He's got a disease and a poison on him. I'm bashing him. He's undead. He's going to be dead soon. You know, it's pretty good. What are we getting from this guy, actually? Let me see. Well, he'll be dead soon enough. I'll cast a spell just to waste mana. So he's a level 24. We're 23. So he's only one level higher than us. So we're not going to get that much experience. But I mean, it's still 2.7%. It's pretty good, all things considered. The mighty frog paladin fighting his way. Through this tortured and cursed estate of unrest. Oh, I'm not even attacking him. Wait, what? All right, there we go. Again, I don't pretend to be very good at this game. All right, well, no Magus that time. So let's go up to the bar room. Hello. All right. This guy's just a straight warrior, so this should be a pretty straightforward fight. So again, we get the double dots on him. We get him slowed. Slowed's great because obviously, you know, it doesn't look like it, but slow is basically a heal because he's just going to do that much less damage to us over time. And the other nice thing about it, too, is that when a monster is dotted, like we can switch over to this carrion ghoul real quick, right? And I'm going to drop an infliction on him, and then we're going to go back to the barbed bone skeleton. And so even though we're not attacking the carrion ghoul, right, we're still, you know, ticking down his hit points. Plus, the thing about a damage over time spell is it's really hyper mana efficient if you get the full value of the damage over time spell. I will, and you'll see me, by the way, I make this mistake all the time. Like, there'll be a monster that is nearly dead, and I will cast a damage over time spell on it. And, you know, I shouldn't, right? Because it's a waste of mana. You really only get the full value of that when you basically let the damage over time hit them for like a full minute or so, you know? Oh, I'm playing a game. So, of course, I'm getting texts. Yeah, Greg, I'm usually in Berserker stance. I was just in Channeler stance there because I forgot from that one pull that I was in it. But normally I'm in Berserker stance all the time. That's basically the reason, I mean, that's the reason I am a Berserker, is just for that stance, basically, Greg. Just lets me smite that much more often. Again, sometimes I will change it because... Oh, man, a monk shaman. Wow, that's fucked up. Oops, I went into the wrong stance. Yeah, I gotta get... I'm not really paying attention. I'm like over here talking with chat. I'm fighting a monk that is crushing me. Ah, shit, I cast the wrong spell. Yeah, I'm not doing really well right now. Yeah, I'm actually doing horrible. Wow, what a brutal combo that is. Crazy. Yeah, this skeletal monk is going to kill me. I can't even run. Wow. Well, that's entirely on me. I was not even close to paying attention. I wasn't even fighting them. I didn't even see that it was a monk. I was trying to cast spells on it and wasn't even paying attention. It was resisting every single spell I was casting on it because as a monk, it cannot be affected by magic, basically. So that was entirely my fault. And then it was a healer. So it couldn't be targeted by magic, and it was also healing all the other monsters. And again, that was entirely my fault for being really not paying attention. But again, as I said, I mean, I'm chatting. I'm like reading what Sugary Virus is saying, and I mean, healers are a pain, but it's actually not too bad as a paladin because I get so many stuns. The problem is that the reason my stuns are so powerful as a paladin is by being in inversion stance, I can cast my stuns really quickly, so I can get them off in time to disrupt any spell that gets cast. But against the skeletal monk, because their resist is so high, unless I'm in over-channel stance, they're just going to shrug off the stun. So I have to be in over-channel stance, and so when they start casting a heal, I have to be immediately Johnny on the spot with casting one of my stuns, or I won't get my cast off before they get their heal off. And then not only did I miss a couple because I didn't even notice that it was a monk, or then I didn't notice that it was a healer, but then also I like hit the wrong button like 3 times. I cast my DD, which is number 4, instead of my stuns, which are 2 and 3. So again, that's why I said that was 1000% my fault. I basically fucked up every possible way that you could fuck up. So I do want to see how good this hammer is. Paladins get a line of summon spells that let them summon magical hammers. It's totally not spiritual weapon, but it's totally spiritual weapon. But I just got a new one. I doubt it's better than my sword, but it gets bonus damage against. Guess what? Guess what it gets bonus damage against? It's particularly useful at smiting the undead. So let's see what it does against the undead. All right. It is a 0.34 ratio against the undead. So it is not as good as my Baron's Blade +4, even though it is specifically created to destroy the undead. It is not nearly as good. No surprises there, but. I think every time I cast Endure Magic, the first time it fizzles. I don't know why, but it always does. I have no idea. I don't know if you can. I don't know if you can even put moats into it. What other spell did I have? Oh, I had my combat conversion. So Sugary asks, are most people going plate and EQ, or is there a good reason to go cloth if you don't plan on having a tank in your build? Well, okay, so I'll say this. Number one, I mean, plate's great, but, you know, you might want gear, and getting AC is great. Remember, so armor class in this game is not, it's not D&D armor class, right? It's a damage absorption. So I'll say the first thing is, it doesn't really matter what your armor class is, theoretically, if you're not being attacked. So if you're playing in a group or whatever, or if you have a pet that is doing all the tanking for you most of the time, it doesn't really matter what your armor class is. And trying to spec for that actually is kind of a waste of time to a certain extent. And then I would simply say, additionally, some of the items that you might want in the game that have, like, say, the right stats that you want, say int or something like that, might be cloth. So that's number one. Number two is a lot of people want to be a monk, and monks get significant bonuses in this game if their weight is low enough. And so if you're wearing a lot of plate like I am, you know, you might not be getting the full value of your monkitude unless you have low weight. Now, there's some AAs that you can take, like Pack Rat, which greatly reduces how much weight you have. And of course, you could be a monk in full plate and basically be carrying nothing. I also know that when the game launches live, they are going to be selling, you know, from the shop, from the, you know, for real money, 100% weight reduction bags. So, you know. By the way, another example, talking, and that monk or that mummy was just healing the entire time. By the way, I should note that, like, if we were at difficulty 2, these creatures would not be dual class. They are only dual class here because we are playing on D3. So one of the changes that happens on D3 is that the monsters start getting multiple classes. And I'll be freely admitting that I'm not, most of the time, I in my mind, I am used to these monsters being, you know, just beaters who just attack. And so I'm not really paying attention to whether they're casting spells, because in my mind I'm like, oh yeah, it's a ghoul. They don't cast spells. You know, they ghoul root you. That's about it. Oh, it's a mummy. Yeah, they just punch you in the face. They don't actually do damage to you. So when I see a monster and suddenly I'm not paying attention to the fact that it's now a shaman, that's why. Hey, it's the brewer. Die, dark bone skeleton. Nice, Scotty. Amazon is finally supporting us. We are on Twitch. Again, you know, the whole reason Game Night exists as a channel is because I don't think I don't want to put stuff like this on the main Night's Last Call channel. I know that there's a lot of people who don't give a shit about video games. I know I don't give a shit about video games. But, you know, people have been asking me to play video games for a long time. And, you know, finally I was like, okay, I'll play, you know, Final Fantasy 1, which we still haven't beaten. We still need to beat that. So that's the reason why. But technically, our Twitch channel, I don't feel bad about putting video games on Twitch, and because in my opinion, that's literally what Twitch was designed for. So it seems kind of silly to not have video games on Twitch. Whee! We are totally stunned, rooted there. I don't even know what the fuck was going on there. All right, we got a cleric, Derek. Pay attention to the fact that this guy is a cleric. Man, I am getting crushed stun. I didn't get that stun off. There, got that one off. Come on. Here we go. And all I get for it is some fucking bone chips. Great. Oh. There were 2 clerics. Okay, see, this is too hard for me. I was like, okay, I'm like, why was that so difficult? I go, I was keeping that guy pretty well locked down. Oh, because there were 2 clerics. And I was focusing on the one, and the other one was healing the other one that I was ignoring. Again, game, this is too hard for me. I'm a simple man, okay? I just want my monsters to just go. "Arr, arr." You know, is that so much to ask? By the way, note, we used Lay on Hands in that fight. Lay on Hands is currently already down to a 7-minute cooldown. So, again, the whole, you know, being a berserker and smiting and restoring all that is just like, it's just crazy. Okay. All right. I'm going to be a bard human. Respect, I guess. Oh, I cast the wrong spell. Come on out here, ghoul. Bard is too complicated for me. Again, I mean, I'll tell you, I say this with all the love in my heart. Like, you know, I'm a simple man. Bard was already a very overly complicated class for me. And then now that they've added, like, the whole synchronicity or whatever it's called. Am I just chain stunned here? What's going on? There we go. Jesus. By the way, I'm convinced that AA that you can take in this game that gives you stun resistance does nothing because I have like a 75% or something stun resistance, and I swear to God I get stunned all the fucking time. I should just be an ogre. That's what I should do. I should just be an ogre. Do trolls get the stun resistance from the front, or is that just ogres? I don't remember. Like, it's crazy that as, like, any other class or any other race, you have to spend, like, 15 AA to basically get what ogres get for free. I mean, I know ogres are only stuns from the front that they are completely immune to, by the way. And I get it. The ogre's big. But what if your ogre's fighting a giant? What if the ogre's fighting a dragon? That's not fair. Man. I don't want to die up here again, but it is what it is. Jesus. They both have pets? It's a Shadow Knight and a mage. Jeesh. This isn't even fair. I need to go back down to D2. where things are normal. Oh, okay, sugar. It's just physical. All right. I actually didn't know that, by the way. All right, what do you got for me? What do you got for me, Dry Bones? At least there's no fucking monk. Yeah, the monks in here are just horrendously a pain in the ass because their resists are just so high. And I thought that when I got high enough level, I would just be able to punch through them, but... Also, they really need to, for anybody who's watching, like, I get the idea of it is cool, and I've heard no one knows what the formula is, and no one's even sure what it even, you know, uses for its calculation. But we definitely need to, they need to fix Spellblade Invocation. It works. I mean, it definitely procs sometimes, but it is so it is so inconsistent and so low rate of proccing, it's not even worth it. And I've heard some people say like it procs more if you put a lower level spell in your first spell slot, but I tried that. I tried putting a level 1 heal into my spell slot for a while, and I didn't really notice any change. So I'm not saying it's broken, because it definitely works sometimes. Like, it will occasionally proc that heal or whatever's in my first slot. But I will say it does not. Like, I've heard people say it's dex-based because it's a proc, right? All procs are dex-based. But I've also heard people say it's not dex-based, and they've looked at their logs, and it doesn't seem to be infected by dex. They did a parse or log parse. But I've also seen that people said, like, it depends on how much the mana cost of the spell is to your max mana. But that's the thing. I don't know if it's a proc per se, like in the traditional weapon proc way of doing things. Did I like lose Spirit of Wolf? Oh, no, it's just slowed or something. I'm just never going to get the Magus. I will say it was really cool playing in Befallen and not having to deal with fucking placeholder mobs and just getting the actual named NPCs. Not going to lie. That was pretty cool. And instead of having to, like, clear trash every, 12 minutes so that you can try to maybe, hopefully, fight the monster so that hopefully you fight the monster enough times that the actual monster you want to fight gets put in, and then when you kill that, hopefully you get the rare drop. Whereas, like, when we were in Befallen last night, which is redone, and I guess they got rid of placeholders apparently, and you always get the named NPC, I think is how it goes. It was awesome. Like, we were literally we fought our way all the way down to the bottom of Befallen, and we were just going back and forth between the Baron and Carivian Narevio or whatever, the guy who drops the Ruby Stiletto, and we were just stacking them up. And then we would, like, kill a handful of dark elves, and by the time we would killed like 2 or 3 dark elves, they were basically back up again. And so, like, all of us got, I mean, as you can see, I mean, I've got a +4 Baron's Blade right now, and I have a bunch of Ruby Stilettos. I just can't really use a Ruby Stiletto, so all right. We are now level 24. What do we get at this level? Ooh, we get a new poison DD. We get a new resist cold. Ooh, we get Symbol of Transol. It's a HP buff. I'm going to have to get more spell slots. Oh, yeah. As soon as I figured out that you couldn't trade it, Booth, there was no way we were going to leave until you got that thing. I'm just sad that you didn't get it as many times as I have it, because I have like a Ruby Stiletto +3 or something, or +4. Because it'd be sweet on you. I'm assuming that backstab damage stacks up or something. Boothby's a rogue. Rogues, I mean, look, I'm not... you know what's cool about this game is that every time I see somebody's class, I'm like, oh, man, that's cool. Oh, man, that's a cool combination. Oh, man, that's a cool combination. Like, and you know what's also cool about the game? I get that they're powerful. I have no interest, really, honestly, in being a bard or a necromancer. I just don't. I've never wanted to play them. I have no interest in playing them. By the way, for what it's worth, I now think that the toughest monster to fight in the game is the Enchanter. When an NPC is an Enchanter, I can tell this guy's an Enchanter because he has an Enchanter pet. The Enchanter pet is a Paladin. So already, the Enchanter pet, and normally, by the way, the logic is don't attack the pet, because when you kill the caster, the pet dies. So you're wasting fighting the pet. But here's the problem. If you don't fight the pet, okay, if you fight the monster, the pet, it's a fucking Paladin. It's gonna fucking cast Lay on Hands. But then if you're in a group situation, well, guess what? The Enchanter they're gonna mez you. It's crazy. And yeah, it's kind of it's wild basically. Fighting enchanters now is like the most like pain in the butt thing. Not to mention that the pet will then also lay on hands. Yeah, Zanzibar, we were trying to figure out that. I'll be honest with you, I don't fully understand how the exaltation system works. Something about if you get it to +4, you open up the combat proc slot, and then you can, you know, do something with it. Yeah, like I'll be completely honest with you, I don't fully understand it myself yet, how that works. So I'm a little head scratching on that one. I've heard that it's like the system isn't like fully quote unquote complete. Jackal says getting charmed is half the fun. I'm gonna have to go ahead and disagree with you there. By the way, look at this. I am now higher level than this skeletal monk, by the way. Higher level than this skeletal monk. And he just resisted both my he resisted my sleep spell once and my disease spell once. So I finally landed a slow on him. Procs are broken right now. Yeah. I believe it. Yeah. Well, I get it. It's beta. I'm not mad. You know, live will be a whole, you know, its own experience, and that's going to be cool. I mean, I hope that they finish that. I hope they fix that before live. Like, don't get me wrong. The whole combat, the whole level up your item, being able to, you know, have an ornamentation slot, a focus slot, a clicky slot, a warn slot, and a proc slot. Like, yeah, it's amazing. Oh, Taylor, I definitely am going to. Every time I've gotten feared, I mean, again, I here's the thing. I'm torn, Taylor, because I played original Everquest. And in original Everquest, if you got feared, you probably were going to die. And you were probably going to pull a huge train. And you might even get your whole group wiped. And in original Everquest, that was a real horrible thing. But see, and so now you're getting AA from the very beginning of the game, and I can come over to General, and I can take innate, whatever it's called, fear resistance, and level that up, which is fantastic. But it's also Everquest Legend, and I'm kind of like, if I die, it's not that big of a deal. You know, like, I'm kind of like, if I die, it's not that bad, you know? It's not that bad. So I'm kind of torn, because on one hand, I'm like, yeah, it'd be cool to get all these abilities, and eventually I will. I mean, you know, the AA comes pretty fast and furious. As it goes, but cool. But see, that's what I thought, Boothby. That's why I didn't understand, because, like, yeah, again, I think I just need to get my Ruby Stiletto to +4. If I can get my Ruby Stiletto to +4, then I can probably pull out Ignite. But according to Wes, they're broken anyways, so it may not matter. Yeah, but see, again, Wes, you're thinking of this game very differently than me. I don't actually care if that happens. I know it sounds crazy, but I don't. I don't know. I don't have my attitude. Again, I'm a weird person when it comes to RPGs. I'm a weird person when it comes to MMOs, video games. I'm very unlike most people in that respect. There he is. I guess we could go see if the Magus is back up, or we could go back up to the bar room. I forgot about the bar room. I need to get the next key. I don't have the key to the tower yet. Wes says we know. It's true. I am. I'm an unusual person. Again, like, even when I play Everquest, I'm really not, like, I don't, like, I remember me and my friends got together. This is before Everquest Legends, of course, but this was like years later. We hadn't played Everquest in a very long time. And, you know, they introduced like the mercenaries and everything like that. And I remember we were playing and you could level up a lot faster. This is before Daybreak owned them, I think. I think whatever still owned them. I don't, man, no, maybe Daybreak did own them. Anyways, point is, we leveled up a bunch of characters to, like, you know, upper 40s. And as a group, you know, instead of a raid, you know, because this is modern EQ. But it was a lot easier, and we played for a little bit, and we leveled up, and we went into Permafrost to go kill Lady Vox. And, you know, the game was kind of, compared to the way we used to play it back in like the early 2000s, 99, 99, 2000, 2001, 2002, 2003. The game was on easy mode. This was probably about 9 years ago that we played. And we leveled up pretty easily and quickly, and then we went into permafrost to go kill Lady Vox. And the first time we fought her, she wiped us. And we were all like so happy that she wiped us, because we're like, you know what? Yes, that's fucking Lady Vox. You know what? I would have been so disappointed if we had just come in there and just face rolled her. And I have this, it's like she deserved, put some respect on her name. And so I'm, for me, it's not really about winning. It's about like having these great, moments. And sometimes, moments include me getting my ass kicked, and I can enjoy that as much as I enjoy anything else. Man, it is really cold in my house. I know I have the AC turned reasonably down, but I'm upstairs. You know what I'm realizing? So I'm upstairs all the time, right? That's where my bedroom's upstairs, my YouTube studio / where I'm at, which is my bedroom's upstairs. So I'm upstairs all the time. I'm almost never down. Right, like, okay, I mean, like, don't take this the wrong way, but like you killing Nagy solo at 45, it's almost like disrespectful, man. It's almost disrespectful, It'd be like, I don't know. It'd be like Frodo soloing Sauron, like it's like there's a part of me there's a part of me that makes me, it's a little sad, To be fair, Boothby, questing was almost never worth it in Everquest, usually, ever. Like the name Everquest was horribly given because, questing was almost never worth it. Okay, yeah, you having a buddy who is only 41 doesn't make me any less sad. But you know what I'm saying, right? Like, I mean, that's Lord Nagafen, betrayer of the Ring of Scale, like father of Keraphim, the Sleeper, after violating the tenets and the one true law of Vishan. Dropping some Everquest lore for you there. Yeah, see, that's what I'm talking about. Now, to be clear, I also appreciate that in this modern time. In fact, there's a reason I like Everquest Legends. It's because not only the game is 27 years old. Come on, let's be real here. I'm not going to be playing this game if it wasn't like had something to offer. I mean, I've also played it multiple times, as in like gotten a character to near max level or high level, whatever. But the thing is that like, okay, killing Nagafen with 80 people, yeah, that's just not going to happen anymore. And you know what, quite frankly, that's not even going to ever happen for me ever. But killing it with like a group, like a full group of people in their like mid 40s, upper 40s, that would be cool to me. Now, I'm curious, Wes, when you killed Nagafen, what difficulty rating were you at? Were you at D0? Or were you at like D4 or D3 or whatever? Neverquest is a great name. I've never heard that before in fucking 27 years. And I'm sure people used it. I literally never used it. I've never heard that before. And that's awesome. All right. Respect. All right. So theoretically, if you were to fight at a D4, that would be pretty tough, Maybe. I don't know. Now that you're 50, you could probably face roll him. But plus, I believe your character combination is pretty powerful. Gosh dang it. Notice that this time I opened up the fucking thing and it didn't fucking... All right, Skeletal Monk. I got you, buddy. still somehow pulled 5 of them, but that's cool. All right, Shaman Skeletal Monk, I've got you. This time, I'm on top of you, buddy. See, look, he resisted it. Man, that is so powerful. I cannot penetrate his fucking resistance. There we go. See, I have to be in overchannel stance to have a chance against this guy. See? And desist is too long of a casting time. I just basically have to fucking out-fucking heal this guy. It's crazy. That's true, Cinnabus. You're less Frodo, you're more Glorfindel. All right, I will buy that, Cinnabus. I will buy that. Nice. That was back, nowadays the social aspect of these games basically doesn't even really exist anymore when you think about it. Didn't we just leave this party? I mean, they did make a a 3rd edition Everquest game. Like, it even had, like, different levels of haste, and you could stack your haste, and, like, you barred haste stacked with your haste. Like, it was actually, like, really, 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 like, a pretty strong port of Everquest, in that you had, like, multiple haste levels and multiple slow levels. And again, like, there was you had a haste cap, a soft cap, like you had like an AC cap. It was actually a really cool game. And like, it was 3rd edition, but like, I think it went to level 36 randomly. And like, you had spells like Ice Comet that did like, 40 D12 damage or something like that, I mean, right. We're talking about a TTRPG based on an MMO that is itself based on D&D, correct? We are talking about layers on layers on layers here. All right, well, we finally broke the fucking bar room. By the way, we still have not fought the bar room manager, or whatever the fuck is... whatever the name of that mob is. What's the name of the mob? Undead Barkeep. No, that's not it. No, it's Undead Barkeep. Yeah, the Barkeep. I mean, he's got to be here somewhere, right? He's the one who drops the key to the tower. That's why I can't go up to the tower and fight the guy. But you're not getting him either, huh, Booth? Yeah, see? No key. Right, because if I want to keep playing here, assuming I don't want to leave, which I mean, at some point I will have to leave. But if I don't want to leave, at a certain point, I'm going to need to get this key so that I can go get the other key so that I can go through the secret bookcase and go to the basement. Because if I don't, eventually everything's going to be fucking green to me. Fuck you. It's... Alright, well, Lay on Hands is about to be back up. Alright, switching into over-channel stance. Because we know, even though this thing is the same level as me, I have a 0% chance of attacking this thing successfully. Unless I am in this over-channel stance. But, you know, or invocation. I really do like the invocations and the stances. It's really cool. It gives you a lot more play than I thought it was going to give you. Yeah, fuck you. Also, it really helps when they're not fucking clerics or shamans or paladins. FYI. Yeah, Cinnabos. I mean, for sure. I mean, that is the plan, is to go dead side. I'd like to go to Mistmore, though, too. I love that dungeon. Or that castle. I mean, some of this is just nostalgia for me. I mean, I just like certain zones, you know? And I've always enjoyed, the, fighting the, undead. Cinnabus, I'm using the Baron's Blade from Befallen. What is on my back? I think I have something shitty on my back. Yep, I have a fucking cloth cape. Oh, no. Yes. Oh. Apparently it sold it? I don't know what just happened. Oh, I destroyed. I destroyed my splintered bronze cloak that I just got accidentally. Oops. Good times. Well, luckily it wasn't like a really important, valuable magical item or anything. No Magus again. You know, I'm wondering, like, are the instances broken or something? Do, like, the named monsters not spawn in the... Like, what's going on? Yeah, I mean, Ghoulbane would be cool. For sure. In an instance, in a private instance, not in a private one. Okay. Shadow Knight, huh? Yeah, I'm wondering if these instances don't have named monsters. Not saying like that we should have definitely gotten a Magus, but I think I've killed this placeholder like 3 or 4 times. Normally, you would expect to have gotten something by that. So I don't really quite understand it. I don't know. I mean, so here's the thing. I realized this, by the way, when playing EverQuest. So Boothby had asked a question. He said, "So what MMO or what RPG should be used for EverQuest?" And what I realized as he said that is that my the way that my group used to play 3rd edition D&D was like EverQuest, which is we would get together, they would pick a dungeon, they would go into the dungeon, we would, we're not role playing, we're just talking, hanging out, having fun. Oh, there's some lore about the dungeon, but that's cool. Like, it makes it more fun. Like, for me, it is part of the EverQuest experience that, like, I'm not just like, oh, it's a random dungeon with just like the monsters are all just like square circles, or or like like circles and squares. Like, oh, okay, it's cool. Oh, this is ghouls. These are undead. There was a curse here. Like, that's neat, cool. But ultimately, I mean, I'm here to kill monsters, get treasure, level up, and that's how we played 3rd edition D&D. We would hang out. The guys would come over on a Friday night or a Saturday night. We used to play, all of those times, and we would, again, they would go into the dungeon. They would pick different levels of the dungeon to explore. They might pick a different dungeon because they want different treasure, or they heard a rumor that dungeon has a lot of scrolls or magic wands, and they're looking to get magic wands for their wizard or more scrolls or whatever. And then they would go and they would, we'd go through the dungeon, poke around, explore, get into fights, roll dice, get into more fights, roll dice. And it wasn't really about a story. It wasn't really about role playing and these massive character arcs and talking in character. Like, when I'm playing this game and I'm in a voice chat with people, I will sometimes be like, I will save you. I am the brave paladin of Nathaniel Mar. Like, am I role playing? I mean, maybe I get, but I'm just having fun. Like, and instead of like making it this like cringe actor fest thing that so many people are obsessed with nowadays. Anyways, so yeah, I basically played D&D 3rd edition like this. And when I say like this, I mean like this, which is to say I'm not picking the most powerful class combination. I don't even necessarily know what the most... I mean, I see people online, being like, oh, you got to be a this, you've got to be a Shadow Knight, Shaman Enchanter or something, or a Shadow Knight Shaman Berserker or something. Like, that's the most powerful combination or whatever. That's the S+++ tier. And like, that's the way that a lot of people played their 3rd edition D&D, right? They tried to min-max it and make some really super hyper powerful combination of races and classes and 18 prestige classes. And that's just not the way we played 3rd edition. And it's definitely not the way that we play, or that I still play EverQuest, which is more of just like, yeah, I just want to pick something fun, and I don't mind it being challenging. I don't want to just destroy and face roll everything. Your Paladin Necro would be too much of an affront, Cinnabos. It's like, I can't do it. Although, not to put a role-playing spin on things, but like, if you were like a Paladin Necromancer of like, the God of Death, or like the Raven Queen from 4th edition D&D, that'd be pretty cool. Like, there is a way. Did I not target you? Nice. The Berserker is because of the rage you feel between the two wolves inside of you. Am I a creature of darkness, or am I a creature of light? To be fair, when I was an enchanter, back when, you know, you could only just be one class, and I was an enchanter, I was almost always, I was a dark elf a lot because of the ultravision. It's true. I also liked minor illusion, minor objects, so that I could be like a torch or something stupid. Die, crazed ghoul! I cast the wrong spell. That's funny that, as I said that, so my buddy, our good friend who we've played D&D with for 30 years, well, at least 25 years. Anyways, and he was still paying for his subscription. He's never stopped playing Everquest, okay? We're talking about he has like a 130th multiple, like 100, he multi-boxes, you know, 100, you know, he's got like 500 plus level characters or something, you know, whatever, crazy. He never stopped playing. Anyways, I look at him now and he is a Shadow Knight Shaman Berserker. And by the way, he's exactly that type of person. Who is here to just play and win. So that is hilarious. that proved my point more than anything I could possibly have otherwise said. I'm like, oh, Brennard is a Shadow Knight Shaman Berserker. Okay, that must be a broken combination of character classes. Love you, Rich. Where are we at? Hey, we got. Oh, look at that. We have 100%. We're at 100% for our next AA. I still don't want to break this room. The same monsters are here that I just don't want to fight all those pets. And that's funny. And none of the named monsters are spawning, and everything's become blue to me. So we're kind of. I mean, if we can't get a key. Oh, Shaman's amazing. I mean. Obviously, they are not as good of a healer as the cleric, but they have just insane buffs. They have Sow. They have insane slows, good dots. You know, not the best dots. Their DDs are kind of shit. But, you know, reasonable heals, great buffs, great slows, good utility. I mean, I think it's a great class. Yeah, they're not quite. They're like second, maybe like second best, third best. I mean, I'm sure Necros have the best dots, right? Necros are druids. Maybe, or like tier 1. But I mean, yeah, there's not the shaman dots are not bad by any stretch of the imagination. Actually, that reminds me, I need to upgrade my dot. I never did that when we leveled up. And by the way, we're now almost leveled again. I've been playing this entire level and I didn't upgrade my dot. Oops. Here we go. Damage over time. There we go. Our level 24. So dots are weird because the way that we're playing, like the way that I'm playing, when you're doing like when you're playing your way, Booth B, where you're just spamming backstab and 700 damage DD wizard spells, you are correct because the damage over time is only really valuable if you get the full value of it. And so, like, yeah, if you're in a big group and you put a bunch of DOTs on the monsters and then they're dead in 10 seconds, you know, what was the point? All right, what is going on here? That's what I want to know. Where is this fucking Magus? I'm convinced that I'm convinced I am convinced that this instance is broken. There's way too many placeholder mobs. The whole point to be here was to try to, oh, hello, ghoul. If you full send AoE trash kill with Wizard and Bard, do you think Paladin has enough healing to keep themselves up? No, I don't know. Their heals are considerably behind the Cleric and the Shaman. Like, obviously, Cleric is, tier 0 in terms of, like, raw heal spells. Shaman and Druid, I think, are, like, tier 1. Paladin's probably, like, tier 2? Like, if we look at the Cleric gets healing, the spell healing, at level 10. And the Paladin gets it at 20. Oh, okay. The Rangers are even worse. They get it at 28. Okay. I was like, who's worse than that? Oh, the Ranger and the Beast Lord. So, the Paladin's close, because Druids and Shamans get it at 19. That's just showing you how good. That's just showing you how good the Cleric is. But to be clear, that's like kind of the only thing the Cleric does. I mean, they get plate. They do get plate, but now in Everquest Legends, that doesn't matter as much. So, like, back in the day, if you wanted to be a primary whiz healer, okay, you were a Druid, you were a Cleric, or you were Shaman, and if you wanted to be in plate, you had to be a Cleric. Well, now I can be a Warrior, or I can be a Paladin, or you know what I mean? So, it's not as much of a concern anymore. Well, we're going to go check the bar room. Oh, werebat. Nice. We haven't seen one of those yet. And they're not red to me anymore. Yeah, clerics are good at nuking undead too. Yes. My secondary character, so obviously this is my main character where everybody's level 23 or whatever. But my other character, or 24. But my other character, I started playing a cleric yesterday because we were too high level when we went to Befallen. I wanted to be lower level so that we could play with my buddy Tim. And I went cleric, and having those DDs was pretty cool. And a lot of the really good Paladin anti-DD spells, like the condemnation of Rodset Knife and stuff like that. Also, the cleric gets. Die, werebat. That's a cool model, by the way. Unfortunately, this is not undead, so I am not as good at fighting these things as I would be if it were undead, because I cannot use my Slay Undead or my Condemnation or my Instrument of Rodset Knife. That's right, I have 2 undead-only specific procs. By the way, I don't know if it's just my build or the way that I play the game, but I don't think and again, my experience is very brand new. I have not played this game for a long time. I've just been playing it for the last week or so. But I have never had my endurance go below 95. So either I'm not in a stance that uses endurance, or yeah. I was like, how did my life get so low? Oh, he harm touched me. I know that the dodge stance can really drain your endurance. I've never used it. I don't have access to that stance. I've never played a class that has it. My old friend, the Skeletal Monk. Gotcha, bitch. Okay. Evasive and striker stance. Yeah, like, okay, so real talk, like while we're talking about this. Okay, I'm in Berserker stance. Obviously, that doubles my attack speed. It doubles the rate at which my combat skills recharge. That doubling smite, doubling kick, doubling frenzy, right? Doubling bash. All good. It also increases my chance to hit and my damage by 25%. Okay. Would I ever use Striker Stance? Striker Stance makes my weapon skill abilities deal 3x damage, and non-weapon skill abilities deal 5x damage. And we get 5x, and our chance to hit is 25%. So it's the same increase in the chance to hit, but it's 3x and 5x instead of 25%. So obviously 3x and 5x is a lot. Well, yeah, but they don't have Berserker. What I'm saying is, like, if you were a monk rogue, would you be better served being? Let's say you were a monk rogue Berserker. Would you be better off being in Striker Stance, or would you be better off being in Berserker Stance? Because in Berserker Stance, you're going to get your, Striker. You say Striker, Jackal says Berserker. So, I mean, Cinnabos is the one who's level 50. But so I just, I don't know. It's hard. It's hard for me to figure out the math on that. I mean, we could try going into Striker Stance for a fight and seeing how it performs instead of Berserker, but I feel like So that was a great example of where my Slay Undead AA, which I think counts as a combat, what is it? It is a non-weapon skill ability. It hit and it did 5x damage. All right. It's our friend the Skeleton Monk. Now, the one thing that this does do, or doesn't do, is being in the Striker Stance, it doesn't make my smite go as often. And so I lose that Lay on Hands restoration synergy, right? But if my Lay on Hands, now right now my Lay on Hand is still on cooldown, right? So I would probably want to be in Berserker Stance so I get more smites, so I get my Lay on Hands back, just so that I have access to my Lay on Hands, right? But if my Lay on Hands is off cooldown, in other words, yes, smite's nice, but I don't really need it as often to get the triggers. Maybe being in Striker Stance then is actually kind of better. Because, the main advantage, smite's great, don't get me wrong, but if I'm reading this right, smite is a non-weapon skill ability, so it should be doing 5x damage. So even if I'm doing it, instead of doing it twice as fast, I'm doing it only half as fast, basically, or not half as fast. I'm doing it at regular speed instead of twice as fast. In other words, I'm doing it every 15 seconds instead of every 7.5 seconds. But if it's doing 5x damage, then that's better, right? It's worth it. No? Is my math wrong? You tell me, Cinnabos. You obviously have a much stronger grasp of the especially this version of the game than I do. Okay, Striker Stance says outgoing weapon skill abilities, which I read as one-handed blunt, one-handed slashing. It says, and non-weapon skill abilities. Isn't this a non-weapon skill? Smite? Isn't this a non-weapon skill? It deals physical damage as well as converting 3% of your maximum mana into amplified magic damage. You're saying it's not doesn't count as it? Oh, that's unfortunate. Ah, the conversion part isn't effective. Got it. Got it. Well, then that is unfortunate. Oh, he's a druid. Goodbye, druid. He's a shadow knight, so yep, he's going to come in and just harm touch me like a pain in the ass. Interesting. That is interesting. Ironically, Maple, the dog featured in the top corner, sure, I would imagine. Like, if we think about like, obviously Bash would be affected. Not that Bash does a lot of damage. I'm lazy, by the way, but my Bash should totally be off auto skill, and I should have it on my, my hotbar, because that way I can interrupt with it, but I'm lazy, and I'd rather it just auto Bash. So I freely admit I am a lazy piece of shit. Oh, you can't auto skill disarm? Dang. I gotta get disarm. I haven't been using disarm. What level did I get disarm at? I never use intimidation. I really don't find making the monsters run away in fear to be that useful. Kick. And then there's frenzy, yeah. 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 This is the only ability I have that makes me sometimes wish I was using a two-hander. But because doing that every 7.5 seconds, independent of my weapon, delay, is pretty sweet. And it's based off of that core weapon damage. But I like being able to attack quickly, because then I proc my slay undead ability more often. Again, it's impossible to truly tell what the math is, so I'm just kind of guessing based off of vibes and feels. To be fair, disarm might not do anything unless the monster has a weapon equipped. So when it says that you fail, maybe it's because there was no weapon to disarm. That is a possibility, right? Hey, yo, 25. 25 or 2 for 50. What do we get this level? Oh! I'm excited. I'm excited. I gotta kill these monsters first. I finally get a charm. I get an animal charm from Shaman. All right. There we go. Let the power flow through me. First, I must go into overchannel mode so I can... Even though this thing is fucking blue to me, I bet you it would still resist me if I wasn't in my... Right, here we go. Goodbye, Froglock. We are bear form now. Bear Paladin go. Bear Paladin-Berserker. You love to see it. Oh, that sweet, sweet sound. Love it. Hey, that increases our HP regeneration per tick, and we get regeneration. Our passive is going to be insane. You know, you don't have to rub it in, Boothby. Just because I can't ever get anything to spawn. Hey! I don't think the barkeep's in here, but... At least we get to kill this guy. Well, apparently we pulled everybody anyways. Where the hell did all of these people come from? That's what I want to know. There we go. I was like, this guy will not fucking land. God damn it, come on. Ugh. All right, I will admit, sometimes the invocation stances thing is annoying because you're like on global cooldown and you can't cast your stun. That is unfortunate. Well, how come I only ever fight these poles when I'm like almost dead? That's what I want to know. I'm like an idiot or something. Yeah, luckily I'm a froglock, and so I was able to origin back to the frogs, and they were able to hook me up. Oh, come on. I'm going to die to a bunch of blues. It's embarrassing. I'm just completely out of mana. Well, it didn't matter anyways. The fucking barkeep still wasn't there. All right. You know what? I'm convinced that this instance is bug, so I'm leaving my instance. Goodbye, instance. I have to rebuff anyways. All right. Let's see. Where can we go? All right. There's 2 people in 2. We'll go back to 2. It'll be way easier. Is that where Boothby is? All right. What do we get here? Rising dexterity. Yeah, we got to recast our spells. Yeah, I don't understand why the Ixar get every single spell. Like, I hate Ixar, by the way. I mean, I was an Ixar, but I just hate Ixar. Ixar is like if someone's playing an Ixar, you know that they're a power gaming fuck. That's all you know. Like that's just let's just call it what it is. Okay, let's just call it what it is. You know it. Don't act like you don't. You know it's true. Everyone basically hates dark elves. They don't get all their own stuff. No, the problem is that Ixar shouldn't even be in the fucking game. Granted, neither should Froglocks. But if you want to argue, okay, Froglocks did always start in the Wrath Mountains because they were added, and they're from Gook. They're from the swamp. So they were from Inithul. So yeah. But the Kunark, Kunark isn't part of the game yet. So Ixar shouldn't even be part of the fucking game. How about that? That's what I think. That is what I think. What am I doing here? Regen, stat buffs, resist buffs. Here we go. Resist cold. Yo, it's 100% fan service. It's 100%. 100%. They're just like, oh, I want to be an Ixar. To be clear, but like the thing is, yeah, there were the Draken, and there were also no Karens or Vashir. And like there's like 38 EverQuest expansions, okay? Vashir were added in the fourth one, Shadows of Lucklin. So I mean, fundamentally, you know, there's no you know, Vashir have been in the game as long as possible. And I heard that they're not even going to put the Vashir in the game now. It's Karens. So what the fuck is with that? Well, to be clear, they need to, I mean, on launch and release, you know, none of the towns are designed to support all of the classes in the game. And also, completely honestly with you, in this day and age, with everything else that's in this game, I don't even know why they still have to have you buy spells. It seems completely unnecessary. Like, what is it really adding or doing anything in the game? It's a trivial amount of money. You can even now buy all of your spells all the way to level 50 and put them into your book, you know, right away. So you don't even have to do that. You know what I mean? Like, so what are we doing here, right? Is really what it comes down to. Yeah, it's a weird, like that was a weird line for them to draw. That's all I'm saying. Oh, no, that's not what I want. Shaman buffs. There we go. Too many goddamn spells. And I need to get rid of one of these. Rising dexterity. And we also get a symbol. So yeah, it was definitely a weird line to draw for sure. Oops. Hello, Calamity. All right, back once more into the breach, my friends. The good news is we are almost 26, and that's probably where I will. Again, my goal here was to actually get the key. We have been so far completely unsuccessful in getting the key, so that's great. Hey, what's up, Berkey Monkey? But correct, Cinnabos. If they didn't have that and they still made you go buy all your stupid spells, I would be like, oh, okay, well they should probably add that, but maybe it's just a a pain in the butt to add that one component to the game. But they clearly showed that they could do that, and they have done that. So yeah, like there's no real, there's no issue here. All right, thank you, Calamity. Don't interrupt me, you son of a bitch. Do we have everything up? Yelp, knife, frenzy. So yeah, I don't know what their play is there, but it does seem a bit unnecessary. All right. We still getting off these guys. 1.7's not bad. I'll kill this guy just in case. Oh, I switched into the wrong invocation. So other than that, it should be pretty good. Again, I like the shaman a lot, but it's been cool leveling up the cleric. But then, we were talking today, and I was like, oh, I kind of want to be like a berserker rogue monk. I was like, that'd be kind of sick. Just no spells whatsoever. No special abilities. I mean, there's only 4 martial classes in the game, right? Warrior, berserker, rogue, and monk. So you'd be 3 of the 4. Holy shit. Literally, okay, the instance was bugged. Okay, I'm calling it now. The instance was bugged. There's just no way. I'm not even in the right stance. No way. Literally the first time we're getting this. By the way, I don't even need this guy. I was just trying to get, some halfway reasonable items off of him. Let me see if he drops some. Savant's Camp. Savant's Camp. And the key, which we don't need the key, but... All right. Sell the topaz. Good old reagent conservation. Oh, I can merge it. There we go. 6 int, 6 wisdom, 5 AC. That's right, we're wearing 2 hats. Boys and girls, children of all ages. All right, what are the odds that... Wow, yellow? In this day and age? I broke line of sight. He should not be able to frickin'... That should be illegal. He shan't. All right, he's chain stunning me. This is cool. All right, I'll chain stun you. Yeah, you can root me. I don't care about that. That I don't care about. You can root me all you want, buddy. This warrior wizard got some hit points on him. Ah, cast spell. There we go. When do I get a new spell? When do I get a new heal? Not for a while, I don't think. Greater healing at level 29. Okay. Well, not too bad. But this 199 healing is just not cutting it these days. All right. Come on, barkeep. It is a full house over here. Yeah, I agree. But, well, again, Cineboss, I mean, this is the longest I've ever played solo since starting this game. So most of what I have played has been in groups. And so, yeah, like for me, I think when you think about the game strictly through the perspective of soloing, your options do become somewhat limited, right? You definitely need a class that probably, you need something that can heal you. You need something that can, be reasonably defensive. You need some way to be able to do damage, right? So you suddenly kind of start running out of, I don't want to say you run out of options, but there's only so much that you can do. But when you start talking about a group and you start thinking about it from the perspective of what would a hyper DPS character look like, the way that, in the old days, a wizard is like, nope, they can't do shit except for do damage. I mean, you could quad kite, I guess, but suddenly what does that look like? And I'm like, oh, that's kind of cool. That's kind of interesting. And then there's also like this idea of like, there's this invocation, right? The divine invocation, which does a smart heal that repeats for each wisdom class that you have slotted. So what if I was a triple wisdom class, right? Like, what if I was a cleric, shaman, druid? Or what if I was a cleric, shaman, paladin? And does that, obviously that character has a lot of repeated abilities, but you would be a mega support, mega heal, mega healer, mega support, mega mitigation type character. But you would also, every time you're casting and spending mana, you would be healing for 33% of the mana spent, repeating it 3 times because you have 3 wisdom classes slotted. So does that become suddenly really cool and viable, especially if you're fighting, D3, D4 content with a group? I don't know. Sounds kind of cool, though. And so even if it's not necessarily the most, strictly speaking, viable, I like the idea that these ideas are interesting and they sound like they could work. And like as long as you could, pull it off, it's kind of like a Magic the Gathering, right? The difference between a Spike and a Johnny, not a Johnny as in like the Planeswalker, but a Johnny as in like John and Jenny. And you're just like, I'm interested to see how these combinations work. And as long as I can pull it off and it's reasonably effective, I will feel like I won. The fact that the werebat's behind the bar, come on. That doesn't even seem fair. Okay, like, I get it. It's a placeholder. But a werebat? That doesn't even seem right. Does the mana use from Smite do heals in Divinity? Let's see. Great question. I don't know. Spending mana will heal the group member with the lowest hit point amount. It just says spending mana, Cinnabos. It just says spending mana. So I've never checked myself. We'd have to set up a situation where we'd have to see if the Divine triggered off of Smites. All right, well, we're going to pull a Boothby then, and we're just going to camp here. Yeah, hopefully we staggered these somewhat. Somebody posted a really great shirt the other day in the Patreon Discord, and the back of it said, "I'm sorry for my behavior. I had 2 white monsters, and I became the 3rd white monster." And I was like, that's awesome. Man, it's 8 o'clock. Oh. Well, we'll see if we can get the barkeep. We'll see if we can get the key. I need the key. Like, I can't leave Unrest until I at least get the basement key. And I got to go try to get the work boots. Would the bloodstained tunic be better than what I have? Well, it's hard to tell. I'll tell you, this pristine leather from Befallen is so good. I've got... Oh, I think it'd be cool to get the... Oh, yeah, my boots suck. I really would love to get the Dwarven work boots. Strength dex, better AC. Complete win. Come on. I'm thirsty. Give me a drink. Oh, my form of the bear fell off. Oh, somebody's fighting Torklar. That dude, that's got to be like the best charm target of all time. That guy hits, he is so overtuned for his level. That ghost, the dwarf ghost on the first level, Torklar. Oh my god. All right, I'm getting bored. Hey, I can affect this guy now. I don't have to be in that stupid stance. See, like there, my spell blade invocation procced. Nice work, Bear. Die, monk. A warrior, cleric, enchanter. Respect. See, look at that. Even though this guy is blue to me, I can't land a frickin' DD on him. Or a spell on him without being in that resist stance. All right, wizard. Let's go. Try to cast a spell. I dare you. I will stun you. No spells for you? Gotcha, bitch. Nothing makes me happier than interrupting a wizard spell. And again, if I was a better player, I would have my bash on cooldown, but I don't. Or on my hotbar. Instead, I just have it on auto skill because I'm lazy. XP is definitely slowing down now that we're just fighting blues all the time. But again, I can't get to the reds unless I have the key. And I can't get the key unless I kill the barkeep. And I just, you know, we just missed our opportunity again to get a barkeep. Not missed it, but, you know. We, Cinnabus, do you mean bash? Yeah, bash. Okay. Well, bash and block are those are stylistically those are very different ideas. Let me in, please. Let me in. Oh, I understand, Cinnabus. Brain's tough. Well, there's really nothing even for us to fight here. We kind of killed everything. Huh. I keep hoping we'll just turn around that corner and he'll just be waiting there, right behind that bar. We can go kill something in here. What will happen first? Will Derek get 1 key or will he gain 5 levels? Well, the answer is apparently gain 5 levels. So, all right. You know what? Enough of this shit. I'm just going to cast my... I'm just going to go into my resist stance or my anti-resist stance and just do it the right way and just melt this monk the correct way. By the way, I mean, that's really an easy way to deal with them because they have a really high evade. Like, the monks dodge a lot of attacks, and they have this really high resist, so they dodge a lot of spells. So if you can penetrate through that by using the overchannel stance or the overchannel invocation, and you can land double dots on them, I mean, they just literally melt. $35. A little too high for me. I thought he was like 30. Hut. No. Our buffs are about to fall off. Plus, by camping this guy, we're like not like grinding XP the way we should be, so it's also slowed down a little bit. Ooh, a 170 slay undead. My version of just a backstab. Again, watching Boothby yesterday in Befallen just crush some people with some wizard crits and and some backstabs. Oh my god, it was crazy. The numbers went burr, and I will admit I was a little jealous. I was like, oh man, that's a little envious, I suppose, would be the more appropriate way of saying it. I was like, oh man, that's pretty sweet. That's a lot of damage. Oops. It's great until it doesn't. All right, one time. All right. Well, let's see if we get it. Well, that's true, Boothby. I guess there isn't a lot of survivability in your build. All right, we got another AA. We have 8 unallocated AAs. Any thoughts on what it should be taken next? Obviously, I mean, I can continue to put. There's a couple options. One is I could continue to increase my stoicism or steadfast will, which would increase me from 60% stun resistance to 70% stun resistance. So there's that. That's obviously very tempting. But I also like the idea of taking this fear resistance. I really don't need any of the soft cap armor because I'm not even close to that yet. Combat Fury doesn't seem like it's worth it enough for me. As far as class goes, you like the combat avoidance? Yeah, that's pretty good. Melee avoidance up by 2%. Yeah, Dan, that's you're getting attacked a lot, right? So this will come up a lot. I like combat agility. That's for sure. Holy Steed. I can get a Holy Steed. Costs 5. Zenfurox likes yeah, you're not wrong, Dan. Actually, I like your logic a lot. Improve bash. Oh, right. Allows you to use your bash skill while wielding a two-handed weapon. The thing is, though, is like I like using a one-handed weapon because I like the speed, and I don't think I get dual wield as a Berserker Paladin Shaman. So the thing about using a two-handed weapon is then I attack slower, and my slay undead. I'm assuming, by the way, I'm only fighting undead. This grants all my melee attacks a 2.35% chance to deal 850% damage. So I do want to attack more creatures. In fact, now that I have this slay undead, I'm like, man, it'd be cool to drop the shaman for a DPS paladin build, and pick up something with dual wield. Do berserkers get dual wield? Okay. Yeah. Fair. Yeah. Well, yeah, berserkers, there's a lot of good stuff that triggers off of berserker doing two-handed thing, but yeah. Yeah, Zerkers do not get dual wield. Okay, yeah. I didn't think they did. Just to be clear. But rogues. Here's the thing. Rangers get it, obviously. Monks get it, obviously. Warriors get it, obviously. Rogues get it, obviously. Why the fuck does Bard get dual wield? Why does Bard get dual wield? It doesn't even make sense. Like, it's so fucking tilting. Hey! There he is. We got him. Yeah, Bard gets plate. You're not wrong. I'm over here bitching about this. This is how crazy I am. I'm going to tag this guy. Just because I don't want, somebody to come in here and get him. Look, I can't help myself, okay? We've been waiting a long time for this. All right. And you know what? This works out perfectly because we'll be at 81 or something %. Doesn't their DD use mana, Cinnabos? Hey, we got the Scuff Key. Ooh, and he dropped the Opaline Earring. Not that I need the Charisma, but that's cool. Dan, what have you been testing? I'm curious. Oh, right, and Charm takes mana. Yeah, you're right. I need to, rebuff. I'll rebuff in the bar, having just killed everybody. Again, this is why I want to try a monk, like a monk. We were talking about doing a monk berserker with like a monk berserker bard or something. Like I'm just imagining something that just like attacks as fast as humanly possible. That's kind of what I want to see, a character that's just like, you know, with dragon punches and kicks and bashes and frenzies. Like, yeah, Zenferax, I was thinking about that, by the way, too. And it's, by the way, picking up spell slots is really cheap. I think it's just 1 AA every time. It doesn't like scale up like the other one. All right, buffs, standards. Oh, I'm being attacked. Yeah, buddy. Garino Rucksack, or whatever the fuck his name is. Gary Rucksack. I don't remember his name. It's like Gary. I know it's not Gary. It's like Ganarial or something, or Venereal or something. But yeah, I call it. Like, we used to call him Gary Rucksack. That's like, that was like. Oh, all right. Oh, right. Booth B, the tentacle horrors, the stunners. Yeah, you fight those in permafrost too. All right, well, unfortunately, this spawn occurred while I don't have any spells up, so I'm just fighting this now purely as a melee class. So I guess I should be in, like, recovery mode or something. Now that is a player's move, ladies and gentlemen. My buddy Rich wanted to get shaman spells, so he changed his class to rogue just so he could get sneak, just so he could buy all his spells from the Ixar and then change back. That's a player's move. Ugh. All right, come on. Let me finish memorizing my frickin' buff spells, please. There we go. 296 points of damage from my Slay Undead trigger. It's like I have my own backstab, but it's just for undead. So it's totally worthless, but I love it. Because you could just fight undead all the way up to the whole rest of the game. You know, who cares? And it's just a couple, you know, it's like 15 AA total, you know, to level it to 3. Oh, yeah. Step. Respect that a lot. I didn't even think about that. Monk and Zerk with a Paladin and how fast your LOH would get back. I would miss having the Shaman. I will freely admit that. I would really miss having the Shaman. But that does sound pretty awesome. Quick buff, on the other hand, the best AA I've ever spent in my entire life. All right. Well, we're at 87% to 26, which is when we get our first haste spell. And we've got the key, so we've kind of accomplished everything that we wanted to accomplish on this run. And let me get my regen back up. And let's go see who's home in the tower, shall we? Alas. Yeah, I'll be honest with you, Cinnabus, I never really played a monk, so I'm not as... I mean, obviously I'm aware of, like, you know, their flying kick, dragon punch line, and the fact that they get dual wield and they get the bonus to their AC and evasion based on their weight. But I don't really know about like their healing abilities and monk, and of course obviously feign death. But I don't know about the other stuff as much. It's one of those situations where even though technically, I mean, not like the whole time, but even though I've technically been playing Everquest for 20 plus years. I've never really played a lot of those classes, so it is saying something. Which is cool. I mean, this is a fun opportunity because like I would never have just wanted to just be that class. You know what I mean? Also, I mean, from what I've seen, from a handful of, whatever things that being a cleric, I think cleric is the only class that gets promised renewal, and that, I mean, a CH that doesn't take your cast bar seems so crazy to me. Like, what? I mean, think about it this way. You could be a bard twisting 5 spells and casting complete heal, but not be casting anything. So you're still fighting. Or you could be casting another spell. like so like cleric bard just like with a cleric bard with like some sort of warrior, like a warrior cleric bard, that has to be amazing. Although I don't know, what is a warrior giving you at that point? I guess berserker warrior, berserker bard cleric, right? Because like the bard gives you the full plate and the bard gives you the dual wield. So like, what's the warrior really bringing in that respect? So be the berserker. But like I just being able to like have all those spells going. Oh, yeah. A lot of stun locking. Right. And I'm not even, that's a great point, is I'm not even thinking about the pets classes, No one's really been talking about the pet classes that much, I've noticed. Like, not a people have not, people have not really been talking about, like magicians and even necros as much as I've seen in terms of, like, the pet, right? That was always the thing. Like, oh, be a necro, be a monk. They're great soloing classes because you get the pet, you get the pet. And now like pets seem kind of, I don't want to say forgotten, but they definitely seem lower, Beast Lord always seemed meh to me as well. I'm making dinner plans. All right, so I'm at 95%. So I almost went. So this is my buddy again. This is. I'm not exaggerating when I say this. All of our combined knowledge about EverQuest, is less than this guy right here. Because again, he's literally not stopped playing EverQuest for the last 25 years. But he said, I almost went Necromite instead of Shadow Knight, but I really wanted that plate armor. Oh, I know. In fact, my new, I don't know shit what I'm talking about. My new take is, I think enchanter NPCs, because nothing's a full enchanter, right? But when you see some random character, it's like warrior enchanter or whatever. When you get the dual class and the triple class on the high D3, like on the D3 and the D4, the enchanters are now like the hardest things to fight because they will stun lock you, and then their pet is a paladin that will heal them and LOH. And like, so if you fight the pet, you're ignoring the enchanter and they're going to stun lock you. And if you fight the enchanter, the paladin pet will heal them and LOH them. So they get 2 health bars. And then if you're in a group situation, those enchanters will mez the shit out of you. It got so bad, I was literally thinking of taking, I think there's some AA that helps you avoid getting mezzed. I don't remember which one it was. I know that there's a stance. Yeah, Unyielding Invocation. Gives you a 25% resistance to prevent fear, mez, and charm. Adamant Will. That's the one. That's it. Yep, 20% to resist charm, 15% to resist mez. Yeah, I'm like considering upping that because I think I get fucked up by enchanters. And again, I'm not some elite player who's going to be soloing Nagy anytime soon. But my casual person who's randomly also knows how this game works, and of course I'm a little biased because I played an enchanter for a very long time, and I love enchanters. But anyways, to see them kicking ass, it's great. I mean, obviously, when you get some random character like, when you see a room full of SKs, you're like, ah, shit. They're all just going to randomly get a harm touch on me. When you see any character that's a paladin, I mean, you really cannot, unless you literally keep them stun locked, you can't prevent. Get fucked, Blood Gang. You can't prevent them from LOHing. So it's kind of like you have to fight the fucking health bar twice. And normally you're like, it's not so bad. But what if they're like something that's actually legitimately nasty, It's kind of crazy. Whew. Big room. I mean, I guess we'll fight. I guess we'll take this stuff here. We're trying to get our level. I can handle that. All right, Skeletal Monk. I still cannot penetrate this goddamn thing's resistance. Fucking monks, man. Did they give them like evasion stance or something? It's just crazy. See, like, I'm not even targeting the monk right now. He's just dying to my dots. I love it. And again, I've always said that like part of the reason why I have a very different opinion about TTRPGs than a lot of other people is because I played so many other different games. I grew up playing Everquest. I grew up playing Warhammer. So like a lot of the things that a lot of people like, a lot of the things that people want out of their TTRPG experience, right? I got from other games, right? I got builds from Everquest and from playing war games, competitive war games. A26. I got just immediately memorizing quickness. I got a lot of those, numbers go burr, type experience from Everquest. And so like when I think about a role-playing game, I kind of I think I understand people a little bit because I understand why they want to get from the role-playing game all the stuff that I'm getting from all these other different games that I've played over the the situation. I'll have my quickness duration is 6 minutes. Thank you. It's fine. I'll just keep quickness and regeneration up, and I'll just buy more spell slots. That's awesome, Step. D4 all the way. Just full send. Love it. Respect on the werebat for being 27. All right. Well, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to make one last... I'm going to make one last extended buff focus, yeah. The thing is, though, like, I heard that in the full release, someone said this, that in the full release, there's going to be something that you can do that, like, converts an item into an exaltation. That way you can actually just put it into the thing or something. I don't know if that makes any sense. So I'm going to go check the tower one last time. Hopefully we've got a respawn up there. Festering hag and a werebat. I did not expect there to be 2 festering hags. All right. Well, here comes the paladin, which means it's an enchanter. Oh, it's a wizard. Oh, it's a wizard and an enchanter. Ah, shit. Well, get fucked. You know what? Let me go. I'm going to try this. I'm going to go into Mage Hunter stance. Has anyone ever used Mage Hunter stance? I'm fighting 2 wizards and I'm fighting an enchanter wizard. 2 wizards and an enchanter. So if there was ever a time to use this stance, it would be now, I would imagine. There we go. Got one. There we go. Got him. Got it. Got it. You got to get to +4. Okay. Oh, Wes, that's a brilliant idea. I didn't even think about that. All magical damage is reduced by 50%. Every point consumed. Now, the thing is, does cannibalize then do less? Or is cannibalize based off of how much you lose, or is it just based off of... I'm going to be completely honest with you here. I think charging $10 a month for Everquest Legends in this day and age is a travesty. But I also, it's also the case that, like, I understand why they're doing it, because not, I don't, in order for this to be even remotely something that they can do, they have to, they have to make their money where they can. And there's going to be a shop. And let me be clear here. I'm going to play for a while. I don't know how long I'm going to play. Will I buy some stuff from the shop? Absolutely. Because a Butterfinger costs $3.75, So I'm with Dan, as long as they keep the game, if they're updating it and they're adding quality of life features and they're making an active effort to fix bugs and they're revamping the zones and they're, replacing placeholder mobs with named NPCs and they're ironing out some of the wonkiness with the personal instances and stuff, I think that's fine, And the Cinnabos I completely agree with. It's, it's kind of like we use this. I mean, I don't want to say it's an excuse, but for $10 a month, you can join, for $3 a month, you can join Knights of Last Call Patreon. Great. That's awesome. You get to support, you get to join that. Right. For $10 a month, you can join our Discord and play in all of our mega games. So some people are playing, in 6 or 7 RPG sessions a month. Some people playing way more than that. And they're paying less than $1 per session. Like, on a cost basis, it's disturbing how good of a value that is, What's going on, buddy? What's going on? It's okay. Don't worry, we'll get something to eat soon. All right. I $6 on live, so $9.99 is a steal. Come on, you're not paying for that, right? You're paying with Plat and Chrono or whatever the fuck it is, right? Isn't that how people do it these days? Well, we're back at another. Unfortunately, we're back at another standstill because I can't really go and kill anything of note until we get the next key. I'll have to remember that that cannibalize Mage Hunter stance tech. That is pretty cool. So, Doofus, we were talking about this earlier, and it's actually one of the things that I think they really needed to fix or change, or at least publicly let people know what the algorithm is, because a lot of people have looked at their parse logs and no one's really quite sure what controls the proc rate. But again, my general take on it is I don't think it procs often enough. I'm not saying it needs to proc like 17 times a fight, but I mean, I will sometimes go multiple minutes of pretty much nonstop fighting and never had it proc. So I think it needs to be changed. Now, if they come out and they say, like, oh, you have your max level heal in your first spell slot, that is going to proc really infrequently. But if you put in say, your prior slot, like your prior heal, that'll proc more often. I might be like, oh, okay, I get it. Like, so, if you're getting a really big spell for free, it doesn't come that often. But if it's like a minor heal or a light heal, cool. But they haven't given us any of that information yet, so I'm not really quite sure. That being said, if I'm in a situation where I'm not casting any spells and I don't need to regen my mana, I mean, I'll drop into Spellblade Invocation because sometimes I randomly get a free 200-point heal, and that's totally reasonable. But other than that, not as much, All right, this is a druid, so we'll stick on the druid. Generally speaking, I tend to stay in... I missed the deal, by the way. I tend to stay in... Ooh, bronze breastplate. I tend to stay in... inversion, just because attacking is such an important part of my thing. The less time I spend casting spells, the more time I'm attacking, and plus it gives me a little bit of a mana savings, right? It's what is it, 20% mana reduction. So all of that adds up to basically being worth it for me. Did this guy just steal the Magus? Ah, fuck, he totally did. Yep. So I would say I'm in inversion most of the time. Because I mean, not only is it like I don't want to get interrupted and all that other stuff, and I want to be able to cast the spells quicker so that, like, if it's a stun, I can try to land the stun before the monster whatever. It's mostly so that if I'm casting, I'm not attacking. And if I'm not attacking, I'm not getting smites. And if I'm not getting smites, I'm not getting I'm not getting smites, and I'm not getting slay undead triggers because of that AA that I have as a paladin of the slay undead trigger. Unyielding inversion. Yeah, I mean, unyielding invocation. I was going to say, yeah, I don't think you can be in both of those. I mean, respect. We talked about that. I was like, I want to make a rogue berserker monk. No armor, full send, unyielding invocation, berserker or striker stance, just going nuts. But that's the real question, actually, that I have. And I would love to know the damage. I would love to know that. Like, if you were a monk rogue, is it worth it? Is it worth it to be is it worth it to be in berserker stance, or can you get more value out of striker stance? I don't know. I have thought about bringing a monk in, Doofus. I wouldn't do that solo, Doofus, because I like having the shaman spells too much for everything, for all the buffs. But if I was in a group situation, Doofus, I would love to see this character as a monk to pick up dual wield, to pick up the extra attack abilities, which would stack with the berserker, on top of the smite, on top of everything else. Yeah, I mean, that would be pretty sweet. Yeah, again, I have not had that problem because I literally have like almost never used striker stance, even once. I entered it just to try it out that one fight, and I did see that my endurance got down to 85. Oh yeah, right. I mean, that's exactly the thought process, doofus. Berserker lets you smite more. Full stop. Berserker also lets you dragon punch more, and you know all that other stuff. Yep. Our friend the skeletal monk. What level are we now? 26. What else did we pick up? Oh, we picked up Ultravision. Not that we need that anymore. At 28, we got another stun from our Paladin. At 28, we get Tortoise's Healing. It's this shaman heal over timeline. I don't recall that. That must have been relatively new to the game because I don't recall that spell line. Well, the issue, Step Grandpa, that we were talking about is Berserker Stance doubles your attack, right? Speed, and it's not haste, so it stacks with haste, and it also doubles the recharge rate of all of your combat skills: kick, bash, smite, backstab, you name it. But Striker Stance does 3 times weapon damage and 5 times non-weapon damage. So your kick and your bash and all the other stuff is doing 5 times as much damage. So the question is, which is worth it more? Also, for what it's worth, Berserker Stance does cause you to do damage to yourself. So there is that. So I'm not. I would need to. You know, I don't know. I don't have the parsing logs or anything to even remotely know which is correct. And quite frankly, I don't really care. But I think it's. I don't think it really matters too much at the end of the day. But I do love the idea, though, of just having a character that can just attack insanely fast. Oh, we got a werebat. All right, I'm going to log off at, respect. I refuse to parse. Yeah, I'm not, I mean, I might do it from like an academic. I mean, I am a data scientist, you know, like, or at least I used to be in a prior life before I became an internet superstar. But let's go check the tower. Oops. Well, by go check the tower, I guess I meant fight everything in the tower. Well, apparently we're going to end here. You know what? I don't want to die. Let's just run. Let me go. I don't have my Spirit of the Cheetah memorized. A good old estate trained zone. Yeah, baby. Most of the time you just fight to your death anymore because you don't lose anything. I would feel wrong if I didn't do this. Trained. There we go. I yelled. Also, I learned something new, which is in this game, right? All the monsters get locked to you. Maybe this was always true. I don't remember. But if you yell, it unlocks all the monsters. And now they can be targeted by other people. You won't get the experience when you yell, when you /yell. You no longer get any of the experience for any of the monsters locked to you. But I learned that. I also learned that if you have an item that is tradable, like this opaline earring in my backpack here, if I destroy it, I get money for it, which I did not know until I accidentally deleted my bronze cloak earlier today. So I didn't know that. All these keys. Charred bone key, smoked glass key, splintered wood key, polished brass key. Keys on keys on keys. Some of these are befallen keys and some of these other things. Well, not too bad, folks. We're 26 on our way to 27. We got haste finally, thank God. I definitely need to put some moats into that. Let's do that right now before we even forget. Is there like a optimal way to moat a spell? Because we're going to be using this haste for a long time. I don't even know what the next time I get a new haste is on this class. And I'm not going to be an enchanter. I played an enchanter for way too long to ever go back. So it's going to have to be shaman haste or bust. I got a moat of minor potential. I've got 2 moats of potential. And I've got 4 I don't even know what order these go in. I'm assuming minor is less than lesser, which is less than moat. How does that work? I don't actually know. What happens if I put 8 moats of potential in here? Oh, it goes to tier 5. Does it do anything? Does it make me... Does it last longer? I don't think it actually changes the haste. Open inventory, which I did. Click storage tab. Click deposit all. I don't see deposit all. Oh, okay. Nice. Okay. Neat. So can I still access these? Or are they like in my bank now? And how come I can't see the quantity of them? Oh, I see. So minor goes up to rank 2, lesser goes up to rank 3, moat goes up to rank 4. Okay. Neat. Thanks, Blackie Vertigo. That is cool. I didn't know that. I hadn't used this at all. Okay. I know you get more of these slots when you ding 50, and I also know that you're going to be apparently able to buy them as well. Oh, I see. Nice. Okay. Big Die, I 100% understand. Or 100% understand. I 100% understand. That being said, Big Die, well, number one, it is the Knights of Last Call, so we are, gilding it up. And really, I view EverQuest really as an excuse to play with my friends and my guild. And by my guild, I mean my patrons. Again, if people want to come on and they want to play solo and, I'm not going to really be playing solo unless I'm doing a stream like with you all, because I still don't really view it as playing solo. I mean, if you want to do that, knock yourselves out. But I don't really, it's a 27-year-old game. I'm not like, and it's vanilla, vanilla EQ. I'm not really like, oh, look, I'm going to kill Lord Nagathon. I've done that before. I mean, if you've never done that before, cool, but I've done it before. So that part of it isn't as fun for me. For me, it's mostly hopping onto a voice channel, hopping onto a stream with you all, and just, shooting the shit and all that other stuff. So I think that part's really cool. Alrighty, folks. Well, that's going to do it for me. Thank you, everybody who came out and hung out tonight. Especially thank you to the kindly folks who, of course, are getting us ever closer to supporting Maple's eventual surgery. She appreciates it. Maple did not want to show up for today's live stream, but Zeus did. Hi. What's going on? What's going on? You being a cutie? You cutie patootie? This is Zeus. He's 12 years old. He's going on 6, maybe 5. Thank you, buddy. Thank you. He's a good man. He wants his dinner. No. That was Zeus. Yes. Maple's up in the upper left-hand corner. Just a picture of her on the couch. She's not in here. She's laying on my bed. Which is good. She shouldn't be moving around too much. So, but I was thanking you earlier, Erica, for helping us out so much, and you and Clobster Roll for the tips and donations. It's always appreciated. Yes, I say is that Zeus is my Zeus is my soul, and Zeus is my soul, and Maple is my heart. So that's what I always say. I say Zeus is my soul, Maple is my heart. That's my 2 dogs. So when Zeus dies, my soul will die, and when Maple dies, my heart will die, and then I will truly be a hollow, bitter husk of a man, and it's gonna be great. I'm looking forward to it. But hey, look, we got the shelves mostly backed up. I still got to load up my 3rd edition books. Although I should ask you all, because by the way, I put these up because we did the Heroic Deeds stream, and I wanted to show the 5e people that may have watched that stream that I too play 5th edition D&D. Obviously I don't. So I put all my 5th edition books, right? Let me get a little bit more light back there. That's a little too much. Well, burn out your retinas. There we go. So I put my 5th edition books back there so that people would be like, "Oh, okay, Derek plays 5th edition." But of course, obviously that's not the real me. So let me turn off my chroma key. There we go. And so the question is, what should be directly behind me, right? Because, obviously we have a library of books that we could put behind us. And so there's that question of like, what deserves the front, the top billing, right? Like what should go right in the middle. Nimble is tucked in. That's true. Nimble's right there. We got Forbidden Lands on the right. 4th edition is in the background there. Burning Wheel and Stone Top. No, just Burning Wheel and Torchbearer are right there. We've got Lord of the Rings, The One Ring. These are actually just my Lord of the Rings copies that I just bought. Fabula Ultima, 4th edition, all around here on the bottom. Stone Top is actually right there. That's Stone Top. Free Market. Where is Free Market? Oh, you know what? Free Market is actually all the way at the top because I put all the box sets up at the top. But I could put Free Market down there. But all the box sets are currently all the way on the top shelf. Now, the one thing which I didn't do yet, but I might do, but I haven't done, is I was debating running routing LED channels into all the shelves, and then having the whole shelf unit have downlighting, which could be pretty cool. And then what I was going to do. Okay, what I was going to do is I was going to make each shelf on its own addressable controller. And then I was going to use this like LED API that I found, and I was going to make it so that each sector of shelf, okay, was addressable. And then what I could do is I could like make just one shelf glow. So like if I wanted to highlight, and like we could just put one game system or one game company on a shelf unit, and then I could like push a button and that one particular shelf would glow. So I could be like, oh, you mean like Legend of the Five Rings, and then hit the button on my Stream Deck and have it turn on that shelf, or make that shelf like pulse, or I could change the color of it, right? Totally not. This is just completely unnecessary. But it's actually pretty easy to wire that, and if you know how to use a soldering iron or whatnot. But I thought that would be kind of cool. That the only problem actually is, let me see if I can actually. Hold on a second. There we go. So the only problem is that, let me bring up my hubs. I mean, I'm still filling in the shelves, obviously, but the main problem is that where is it? Hotspot. I thought we had to. I thought we had this. I guess we don't. Maybe we do. There we go. Hotspot 23. The main problem that we have is that reset transformation. Well, where the hell is it? There we go. Okay. So the main problem that we have is like there's no, how am I going to show all of these shelves, right? Like at once. Like, but I still have all this extra capacity which I need to fill in with more stuff. Because again, this is just the stuff that was on my old shelf. Right, because I had to take a lot of my RPG books and put them into storage because I ran out of room. So part of the reason I made this expansion was so that I could add all this extra shelving component space so that I could actually have room to put all of my RPG books into one shelving expanse. And so I still have to unpack all those books. But again, the question is, well, okay, but where am I going to, people aren't going to be able to see all of my shelves. So now I'm like, do I need an extra webcam that is just a wide screen, extra wide view of just the shelf? And that way, again, people can, because like as it is right now, right? Like I can turn on the lights remotely, obviously. But imagine if this was, an LED. That would be cool, right? So that way it's like, oh, hey, we're doing something and we really want to, highlight that particular shelf of games. And it's like, cool, go to pulsing. And that way it's like, do, right? That would all be controlled by my Stream Deck. Yes, I am a fabulously terrific nerd. What can I say? Oh, actually, experiment time. I want to see. We're going to get real dark. Okay. I just want to see how much I can get lit by these side lights. That's not bad. That's a lovely color combination. All right, well, that's perfect timing, everybody. It is dinner time for me. So I am going to head out. Again, thank you, everybody, for stopping by. Again, if you're a member of the Knights of Last Call, or if you want to join our guild, we're on free market server. But you got to be a member of the Knights of Last Call Patreon, and you got to name your character the same name that you have in Discord, which is why my name is Derek, because my name on Discord is Derek. Or it could be close enough, Jackal couldn't be Jackal because they wouldn't let him use that name, or name was already taken, so he's Jackal or something like that. But it's close enough; it works. But we'd love to see you there. We'd love to have you be part of our community and crew. Looks like this week we're going to be doing a couple streams. We'll probably be doing some Stone Top because I wanted to finish book 1 before Gen Con. And we're almost done with book 1. But it does look like from the poll that we are going to be doing a Daggerheart. They did a new Void update, including a new class called the Summoner, and we're gonna probably be taking a look at them maybe Monday, maybe Tuesday. We'll get it done. So that's going to do it for me. Thank you for joining me on game night. We still need to finish up Final Fantasy 1, by the way. I do want to finish that up as well from a game night perspective, but also going to be playing some Final Fantasy 1 to finish that up. And then there's a Final Fantasy Resonance coming out this fall, and I definitely wanted to play that as well. Apparently, it's a remake of some, I don't know, Game Boy Color Advanced 3 game or so, or mobile game, but people act like I've ever played a mobile game in my life, which I haven't. So it's new to me. Anyways, that's going to do it. I'll see you next time on Knights of Last Call. Peace.